Okay, we need to make a list of like stuff they can talk about.
Oh, great. I've set up YouTube now, so I'm fully focused on talking about
Okay.
Fennell's issues. We're talking to other people.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, yeah, it might have been the first conversation, and it wasn't even intentional. Like Fennell wasn't even there to see Sienna.
Yeah. And the entire conversation was about Thorn.
Yep, yep.
Oh,
But
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Thorn came out with a cracker of a statement, so
Yep. Yep.
which was
I mean,
quite.
I fully went into that conversation wanting to be mad at her, but then thought immediately was like, I did something wrong, and I was like, well, now I can't be mad. Can I?
Damn it. You can't start becoming like realizing your mistakes before I've had a chance to vent.
Yeah, exactly. Damn it. But like, it was still a nice team. And then we did get a finale Sienna interaction out of it, so
Yep,
yay.
yep. Hopefully the start of a beautiful relationship as they debate Thorn and her
Yeah,
intentions.
that is definitely going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't know, I feel like generally Sienna is a little bit in the background so far in the campaign,
Yes.
but then we did come together to help Thorn, so I guess it's not a total surprise.
Yeah.
But now
And
try
also the three of you have your three BBAGs, and there's Sienna who's like,
true.
I have evil parents. Slash sort of, maybe, potentially not even evil. Maybe they were
No,
being
just
good. Anyway.
morally questionable.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a whole other
I'm
kind of
totally
dynamic.
morally questionable.
But then it's good to have a different kind of dynamic like that. Imagine if I mean I know Jack has left the group now, but imagine we'd gone in with five BBEGs banding together to each of them wanting to capture us or having some kind of vendetta against us. There'd be almost like you got to play five-a-side football at some point.
Yep.
You just
God,
need
that would be way too much.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. Imagine like a big fight, like all five of us against all five of them. No backup, no other NPCs
Mm.
or.
I prefer we don't do that. So I'm rather glad I didn't give Sienna a big BBEG because yeah, she don't need one.
I didn't even know. Well, I guess I knew I'd end up with a BBEG, but I kind of let Max a little bit of freedom with that.
You didn't make it that powerful though, right? You just made him
No,
look
I
like a
didn't. Yeah, I
criminal or
didn't
something.
design him to be powerful or anything like that. But like, if you were to read my backstory, it's like, yeah, oh, yeah, okay, obviously he's gonna be an important part. Why wouldn't you? Which makes a lot of sense.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What does he do in your backstory that's so important?
That's for you to find out.
Tell me!
That's for you to find out.
Ah! No, we need to know. We need to know. Did you just work together? Was it more? Were you friends? Are you related in some way? What is happening? We need to know.
Yeah, well,
There's
you're
going to
slowly
be some.
finding out. I mean, there was a very recent big reveal of Fennell's name not being his name.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Also, I will have you know that I did not write down your entire actual name. I just wrote down Helly.
Okay,
So,
fair.
I'm just going to be when talking about Fennel with his real name. I'm just going to be using Helly. So if that ever comes up, don't be confused. It's your name now.
Fair enough. I need to get used to hearing Hedy because it's funny because created characters like a year ago now. I think we had our 1 year
Yeah.
anniversary of this campaign a week or two ago, and I've
Yeah, yeah,
been
check out.
and I've not used heli at all this entire time. Even talking with Max, like in the background, it's like, oh yeah, just refer to him as Fennel.
Mm.
So I might miss it at some point. Yeah, no. So that's a good start, but only one person knows that at the moment.
Hmm.
And then Robbie had tons
Which,
of
to be
questions.
fair, really, did they? I
Yeah.
can't imagine that. There's no way they had questions. Why would they ever have questions about your very weird? You went into a cave, and then 20 years passed, and you potentially murdered some dudes.
But
I
shit
also love
happens.
that Thorn has. Yeah, not Thorn. I also love that Kathy has millions of conspiracy theories about that cave. She's just like, it can't have been just a cave. There must be something special, and he knows. He's just not telling us. It's great. It's very amusing to watch.
Well, when she says he, does she mean like me or Fennel, or rather Helly?
Both.
Both. I mean, fair.
I think what she thinks is that you know more about what happened in the cave than you're telling us. Like either like both you and your character. Um, that
Well,
there was
of
some
course, I know
reveal that was
more.
waiting to happen.
Of course, I know more.
Yeah, you as the player, of course.
But as to what Fennel knows, who knows? There are some elements of it that,
Well, you do.
yeah. Well, there are. I know more than Fennel does. Like, I'll say that much. I have intentionally made it so that Fennel doesn't know absolutely everything that happened with that cave or why it happened or a lot of the background to it and things like that. Because I don't want them to know exactly what it is and whatever. And as term, yeah, so, which I think is more appropriate, really.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah.
Uh, I just wish that at some point I'm actually going to write a backstory where I know stuff about my character. It's not just me giving something to Max and Max going, okay, okay, have fun finding out shit you don't know. One time.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like giving Max free reign to write shit in
Yeah.
and surprise us and things like that. I feel like I've done that with now both characters, with the previous
Mm.
character in Max's last campaign and this one. I like having secrets, not saying everything. Like, it was really fun with the last character to be able to hear everything because his passive was so high, and then now with Vanilla, it's just like, oh yeah, just lying about his background, lying about who he is,
Yeah.
adds drama. I
And
love it.
just casually being badass about everything.
That's just so lucky. Honestly, I don't understand how Fennel has ended up with such good luck with the dice. I mean, the last couple of sessions hasn't been as ridiculous, but at the beginning,
Yeah.
rolling like a god,
Yes. Yes, you were.
which is very
It
much the
was
flip to my last
so
character because
riveting.
Bjorn was dead
Yes!
unlucky. Like that,
Yeah, he sucked at everything. No, I'm kidding.
he really did. Like, I know that's not really what we're supposed to be talking about,
Yeah.
but fucking hell, this last character, he had this great legendary sword that was supposed to be like god-killing tier sword. He fucking nearly lost that sword or couldn't hit with that sword in
No,
so
he
many
did lose
situations.
it. He did fucking lose
He
it, and he
did lose
didn't
it.
notice because he never hit with it.
Yeah, that's right. He did lose it at one point.
Well, no, wait. I want to give more details. I want to give more details. So we went to this fancy like politician meeting thing because at that point our party was pretty big in like the world and stuff, and so we were invited to that. And we had to obviously surrender our weapons, and
Mhm.
so the people that took our weapons kept that legendary god-killing sword, and we did fucking notice for at least like 15 sessions, I think.
Yeah.
It was a while before we found out. And then we just found out because he hit with the thing and it didn't do any damage. And it was the first time he hit with it. And
Yeah, I was so happy
it
to
just
roll a hit
frustrating.
because I couldn't fucking hit.
Yeah.
Only to find out it's not the real
Yep.
thing. Oh man.
Yep.
Anyway, that's not what we're
Yep.
supposed to be talking about. That's why I'm like really happy that Fennel rolls well because my last character was a challenge.
Well, to be fair, this time we're playing a rogue, and rogues, get expertise and shit. They get better.
But
They get better
even
stats.
despite that, at the
So
beginning, I was rolling stupidly well. Now the rolls
yeah.
look more normal because I'm rolling a little bit lower, but Yeah, it's funny. And then with the gambling as well,
I'm
really adds to it.
fucking butter knife.
It's great. And Max upgraded it as well,
No,
and it's been upgraded.
no. I mean, it is a very cool item in theory, but the fact that you keep hitting yourself with it is just
I really should keep a tracker of how many
yeah.
times I've hit myself and how many times I've hit an enemy with it. Because I have a feeling I've probably hit myself more than I've hit an enemy. Well, I think it's fairly close. I think
Yes.
it's kind of even, but
No, I think you've hit yourself way more because when you land wrong, you still have to roll to see if
the
you
hit
hit.
exactly.
And I think the times you've gotten the guess wrong and then managed to hit yourself is higher than the times you've guessed correctly and then managed to hit the enemy.
That's probably true. This would be a really great stat to
Yeah.
find out. I should watch back on the episodes, put it all together in like a spreadsheet, and then bring it up for one of these chats, and we can
Hell
really
yeah,
like
do
break
it.
down how like the stats and how much of an investment it's been.
Yeah, yeah, do it.
That's a good idea. I'll do
I'm
that.
in favor of you doing that.
Hmm.
Nice, 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 nice.
But moving back onto Sienna for a bit, Sienna's like got a lot of almost like a deity in a lot of abilities.
Yeah, I technically I've not decided yet. I was originally just going to be boring and go for Moradin, but we already have a cleric of Moradin in the other party in the Tuesday game, so I was like, I don't want to do that. And technically, Antonia's also a paladin of Moradin, so I was like, don't want to do that either. So Sienna's just sort of not a paladin of anyone. She's a paladin of peace, and that's it. She just, I don't know. She's she's sworn onto this oath she made to herself and that no one knows about, and it's happening. And it's giving her magic, so
Oh,
I have no idea how this works in game.
I
How does she have magic in game?
don't
Nope.
know. Could you, because you could ask Max to make it so that Sienna just has this and she doesn't know where it comes from, and then at some point he will force or introduce who it is, and you're just gonna have to live with or go through the whole reveal and discovery of who it is.
I don't think it's necessarily a who. I mean, there is still the reveal of who the fuck my dad is that's going to happen at some point, I imagine. Because I never wrote anything about that in my backstory, and it must be the celestial side. Unless it's my mom. I don't know. So that's a reveal that's coming, but I don't think Sienna's abilities necessarily. I don't think they need a big reveal because in the end, a paladin is all about the oath you take and your loyalty to that oath. So as long as she keeps the oath,
Yeah, there's that. But then you never
it's
know.
sort of.
Like that, whoever it turns out to be, it might make you question, second guess your oath.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It might not be a who. There might not be a person uh giving me these abilities. It might just be strength of conviction added to my ice in my blood, to me already being capable of using like the ice in my rays gives you some small magic, like it gives you a healing ability and it gives you I think it gives you the light cantrip, so the blood already gives you magic. Um, and it's not a stretch to say that Sienna, through her conviction, through her abilities, is just like fuck it, I'm unlocking magic through sheer force of will.
I do
I'm
like concepts like that.
very
They're
positive.
fun as well.
Yeah.
But then you could go quite heavily into that. If at any point your will wavers or something shakes that foundation, because some event happens, your sister dies.
Whoa!
Just one
Why?
example, a traumatic event, a traumatic. Well, I thought about saying Thor, and it's like, well, let's play a character. Let's try and not play a character.
Yeah, no, if Thor dies, you lose two player characters, not one.
Oh, that'd
Yeah,
be funny.
that's no!
The drama. I like the drama. I'm not encouraging it,
I
saying
mean,
that's what
yeah, the
should
drama would be
happen, but
fun.
it'd be a big moment. It'd be a lot of fun to watch it happen and unfold,
Yeah, that is very true. That is true.
rather than, oh, that's a really funny moment, haha, lol.
Haha, she's crying.
Haha, you're dead. Oh dear.
Yeah, that would be fun in a storytelling way, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And in a way, I think that's
Would
what a lot of us are
actually
here
break my
for.
heart, but yeah. There's so much angst this campaign. Like there's so much like Jesus. Tuesday is tame in comparison to the angst that
Yeah.
Sunday is going on. Is It's insane.
Well, I don't think any of us were expecting to just get our BBGs thrown at us within the first dozen sessions. Like,
No, no, we
we're
weren't.
supposed to have this slight introduction of meeting, having a little bit of travel in Calceria before we fly over to Leirons. And then the moment we touch ground in Leirons, because that's where the whole basis of this campaign that we developed, and we were talking about where it's going to be set and what kind of vibe that we're looking for and what kind of things we wanted to do. We wanted to do the new continent, so that was we knew we were going to Leirons. We knew this.
Yeah.
But the moment we set foot,
Yeah.
that's it. BBEGs, chaos. We get all these super powerful characters coming to us like, oh yeah, you guys are in deep shit, and we're just like, what's going
We
on?
know. It's wild. It's
Hmm.
what is even going on at this point? Like also last week we did this. Max like super ominously just said, "Yeah, there's stuff waiting for you when you get back to Alexia," and I was like, please don't. Please just don't do that. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
I
time
bet
to.
we're gonna get back. And then Kiv is just gonna be like, so yeah, the agency burned down, and your sponsors are dead,
Yeah.
and Frederick is now like head of the city or something. So that's fun. Uh,
Honestly, I wouldn't be
God,
surprised
man.
if Frederick has started burning the city down. He's crazy enough to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
anyone else would
absolutely.
want him to do that. I can imagine the rest of them would be like that. We would try, like, Gil and Sarah would be like, we tried to stop him, but it's fucking mental.
I do like the idea because I don't know if who's talked to you about the Tuesday game and the stuff that's been happening with Gil, but I quite like him as a character. I'm not I He's probably evil as fuck, but I really enjoy him, especially the way Max has him be, just his general demeanor.
Yeah.
It would be so fun if Gil ended up like out of frustration or something, murdering Frederick. Just being like, okay, shut the you talk too much, die. That would be iconic. I would like that.
That would be funny. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
heard his impression of Gil yet, but I've been told by Robbie that he's like Australian, which is
Yes.
really funny.
It's the
Which
best bit.
Robbie started asking me whether Fennell is supposed to be Australian. I'm like, that's not really what I was picturing. It was like I considered, what if he does have a secret accent that he's been toning
Also, you
down?
literally made the down under joke.
Oh, I've lost Leonie again. Yeah, time for some ads. If you have problems, internet cutting out, well, you should subscribe to my internet provider. It goes fast. It is strong connection. It will not drop because it's laid on the floor, and you can't drop if you're on the floor. Yeah, solid pitch, solid pitch.
I
Ah, she's
hate
back.
my Wi-Fi. I hate it. 2.5 more months, by the way. 2.5 more months of this. We can do this. We can do this.
It's all right. We'll manage.
Oh wait, no.
I'm
Wait,
slipping
no,
in.
yeah, 2.5, 2.5,
I slipped in a pitch for better internet
2.5.
whilst you were down. I'm gonna
Ah,
go take it
nice.
to Dragon's Den.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm very confident in it.
Uh,
Yeah, what were we on about? Ah, Gil being Australian. Yes.
yes, being Australian, he literally made the down under joke when we first met him. I
Nice.
think someone asked him like, "Where are you from?" Like, obviously you're Triton, but where are you from? And he was like, "Well, I'm from down under." And I was like, "Okay, I like him."
Nice. Yeah, it's great because
Yeah.
Max and I have talked about a lot of puns in creating Vanilla, which I mentioned in the last chit chat. The last chat I was part of. That was like the
Yeah.
whole beginning of it, and it's just great. It's funny.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I need to
I
see
do love
Max's
how
impression.
lighthearted. I do love how lighthearted Fennel is in the face of everything. Like even when he and Van had that really serious chat, he was still relatively calm, relatively lighthearted. So it was comforting, but he was still like chill about it. It's just it's very fascinating when everyone else is being super dramatic and super traumatized, and the Fennel's just like, yeah, so that happened.
Well, the way I see it is Fennel is kind of living on borrowed time. He's he knows he's kind of not supposed to be where he is. He's living a life he's not really supposed to have. So he's making the most of it. Why get overly stressed or overly
Mm.
concerned about things? Uh, Enjoy the moments as they come. Let things kind of wash off his back and stay away from too much hassle and too many issues. But then he also decided to help
You're
Thorn.
failing quite hard at
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But then he decided to help Thorn. Thorn's a big thing, which has led to Gil.
Thought it's a big
But she is.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's still so fun to me because Cassie was planning on dragging the whole Were Tiger reveal out like so long.
Mhm.
And then immediately in session 0, she goes, "Oh, Thorn is having such a horrible time. Thorn is panicking. Thorn is..." And Max is like, "Yeah, okay. Were Tiger transformation right now." I was literally just like, Cassie, just chill for a session, and then you don't have to reveal your secret to everybody immediately.
uh, I
Like, it
think
worked out, but god
I
damn
think
it.
Cassie's goal is to be as on edge as possible at all times. You know, is an opportunity to fuck something up right now, like a relationship or someone's life or somebody's feelings. Yes, take it.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that's her. That's just her agenda. It just says fuck something up, fuck someone up, murder someone. That's a daily plan.
Yep, yep. You know, she's got a multiple choice, and it's always fuck shit up, annoy people, threaten to kill.
We should make a bingo chart and just like I don't know, right? Like likely things Thorn is going to do, then not tell Cassie, and then randomly in the sessions I would just go bingo.
We could all make each other's bingo cards and see who gets bingo first. Except it will be Cassie.
Honestly, that would be very fun.
It would be fun.
Oh wait, okay. So what would be 3 things for the other characters? Like for Van, Robbie. I mean this in the kindest way possible. For Van, it would definitely be like trauma dumping.
Yeah, yeah,
Baking.
yeah, yeah. That's a
Let's
good one.
see. Let's see. Talk and like no, not maybe not talking to the shadow creatures. That would be too obvious.
No, it's because otherwise you could
Different
introduce
Rob.
any talking to NPCs.
Yeah, yeah.
You could do the
But it
shadow
has to be
dogs
something.
maybe, like introducing the shadow dogs, because
Yeah,
that's not every session that the shadow dogs come out.
yeah.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yes. Okay, okay, okay. For Sienna, my baby. Comfort someone. That's not
Or
herself.
it doesn't even have to be someone. It just needs to be Thorn, and that would definitely happen. And that
True.
would definitely happen.
That's a good point. Okay, comfort Thorn. Avoid talking about self. Just be like, fine.
Oh, you like skirt around the question. Yep.
Yes. What's the third thing that I do every session
You
with
you train every morning, and that gets
I
mentioned.
do, but I don't mention it every time though.
Well, you don't
Hmm.
necessarily want something that gets mentioned every time, because otherwise, you know, you want to
True.
like It's like, oh, see if she does this thing that happens frequently, but not constantly.
I mean, we could also just say mention some morning routine in some way because I frequently mention that I'm up first
Yeah.
or that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
check on Thorn first thing in the morning and
Exactly.
stuff like that. So we
Exactly.
could, okay, perfect. We have 3 things for Sienna.
Nice.
Fennel, use the fucking butter knife. That's number one. That's number one. You can't argue with it.
Yeah, that's
Um,
perfect.
make a fish punt. Even though those have gotten rarer for you.
Yeah, that's
Like you
true.
were stronger with the punts at the beginning.
I was at the beginning. No, you're right. It gets a bit hard to keep up and not repeat the same ones. But no, a fish pun, yeah, maybe. Um, I was gonna say like flying as well, or like talk about the ocean. You could just like talk about the ocean. That could be something.
All right, yeah, let's do that as the second thing.
Or
That's better than the fish punts.
is oblivious to surface tradition, surface worlds, things and stuff like that. You know, like he didn't understand. Like there's a few various things Fennell's not understood or had not experienced throughout.
Which, by the way, does get me distracted. Is dating different under the sea, or is it the
No,
same?
no.
Because every now and again, it's like, okay. Because every now and again, Van makes like a pass, and I'm like, okay, is she gonna
Oh,
do something? And
I've
then you just
definitely
no.
yeah.
I'm
Fennell's
like,
reaction to that is personal. It's not
oh,
a
okay.
cult. It's not a cultural thing as to
Because of a
why.
complicated ex, eh? I'm still on that theory. That's still my favorite theory about That's just anyway.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, personal reasons as to why Fennell might have been slow to warm up to Ven or not be as forward as Ven has been, or yeah, whatever wording you want to use. At least
Mm-mm.
I've not Max and I've not talked about any that dating would be different or attitude to dating would be like culturally different under the sea. Because I'm
Under
pretty
the
sh
sea.
yeah, again, we haven't talked about this because as far as I know, maybe tritons lay eggs.
You should ask Max.
Yeah,
That is a very important
I feel like
question,
that's
I feel.
something I need to ask him now.
Yeah.
Do try let me send him the message
I mean,
now. I
definitely.
bet he'll reply
Oh.
if I ask him now.
Yes.
Do
I
tritons lay
guarantee it.
eggs?
Yeah, we need to
Very
know, Max.
important.
Max, we need to. You asked me.
Oh,
You
whoops.
asked me. That's me.
Normally Max is at the top of my list.
Oh, so romantic. Um, that would. I mean, what if it? What would that mean though? It's also that because fish they don't just lay one egg, they
Oh,
lay like hundreds.
yeah.
So how many fucking tritons would there be if if they laid eggs? There would be
Well,
so many.
we live amongst the Corthaean Immortals and all these other like super scary creatures and things like that. You know, maybe our towns get raided frequently.
Oh, now I'm just picturing the starting scene of Nemo or Finding Nemo, where all the little baby fish get eaten. That's not laughing matter. Why are you laughing? That movie scared me for life.
That was
Did not like that movie.
yeah, but no, I'm just laughing at you piecing those two things together because I was also kind of thinking about Finding Nemo. I love how you replied to
Yeah.
my message to you and you said yes that they lay eggs.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I am now accepting that as a headcanon until Max says otherwise.
Till Max says
It's
otherwise.
canon for me.
Oh, I
Yeah.
could just send another message to him that just says, "Never mind, Leonie decided."
I don't think that's how it works, sadly.
You never know with Max. He might go with it.
Might, but that would mean that tritons lay eggs canonically in the world. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Could you imagine someone from South Syria or some one of the other races sneaks into Ishvahi, which is like the areas that are now above land, and they go into like an empty house and there's just eggs everywhere, and they're like, what the
Especially
fuck?
because they would be baby-sized eggs. They'd
Yep,
be baby-sized fish eggs.
yep.
Oh no! If we make this canon, there's definitely people somewhere that eat them. Because
Maybe
people
you
eat
know
fish
you know how
eggs.
there's this massive war and it's vying for control of Ishvahi for the land.
Oh yes, yeah,
Maybe they want
yeah.
the rare Triton fish eggs because it's a delicacy. Supersized sushi.
Oh my god. Ah, that's fucked up.
No, supersized caviar.
Oh. Okay.
This is taking a really
Okay.
weird
I
turn.
feel like, yeah, I feel like this is getting off track. Where the fuck were we before we started talking?
uh, Backtracking. Well, we were on dating as to whether Tritons view dating any differently.
Yes, 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 yes.
No,
Answers
for
no,
me it was
no.
just Fidel's personal background situation and
Yeah.
experiences. Because like
Yeah.
especially the whole like lying about his name and lying about his identity, that alone kind of makes you a bit hesitant to get too close to someone.
Oh yeah, yeah, obviously.
Because unless you want to like try and like build a life with someone and you're lying about it the whole time, then at some point you're gonna
Mm.
have to reveal it, or they'll figure it out.
Uh, Also something Robin, me, and Cassie discussed because we were unsure. And you don't have to tell me if this is still something that's going to come up, but I don't think it's that important. Uh, so Helly took Finel Del Mar's identity, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but does does the Del Mar family still think that Finel Del Mar exists? Has Helly tried to pretend to actually be that guy, or has he just been doing that on the surface when he meets people, or has he actually been like in contact with the family and stuff, like writing letters, for example?
No. So I think in order to avoid that, I'm pretty sure Max and I discussed that it would be someone who didn't have any more family.
Oh, okay.
So he inherited his family's title and wealth and stuff from
Hmm.
not a baby age, but like a young age, and just living his life, as a kind of young bachelor in politics, kind of doing his thing. But like the role, because
Yeah.
like at the beginning of the campaign, all the players were questioning as to whether what I was doing, what Fennel was doing, was a real job. It's like this sounds like bollocks. But
Yep.
the whole point is it was like this is something that Ishvahi was actually genuinely doing, and
Yeah.
Fennel just or Hedy just slipped into it.
Was Helly sending actual reports to the Triton government, or was it ever just at governors?
He was sending them. He was sending them to the governors
Right. Okay. So you never actually had any contact with
with
the
the Korean.
government structure.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, no, well, no. Hedy wouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
Fennel,
Okay. Good.
Fennel would have the original
Yeah.
person. But no, Hedy did everything through the governess,
Right.
and she's his point of contact.
Yeah.
Which is why it made me laugh a little bit when the Queen raided the airship, and immediately everyone's just like, Fennel, what the fuck is she doing? This is
Yeah.
bollocks. You, like
Bro,
you work
your
you
people.
work for her. You work for her. What is she doing? I was like, dude.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not everyone knows the Queen on a personal level, or has even met her.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, sorry. I've got to go meet the King after this stream. We've got a podcast that we do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole thing. It's very entertaining. That was. I mean, to be fair, you made it sound like you worked for the government of the Triton, so we were like, oh, okay, so you must have some connections, right?
Yeah, but
But
loads of people work for the
now,
government.
now it all makes sense. Now it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think everything that I've kind of portrayed made sense as a job role
Oh
because
yeah,
that was because
absolutely.
the job role was always supposed to be a real thing. The wrong person is doing it, but it was supposed to be a real thing. Yeah,
Very cool.
but it's all coming out in the open now.
Like,
Question is how
it
long before the
is.
rest of the party find out?
I mean, with the pace we're currently doing, like half a year,
Half a year, our
maybe.
time, 2 weeks in game.
Yeah, our time. Yes.
Yeah, because how long has it even
I
been
mean,
now
unless
since we
something,
started?
maybe a month, maybe. It might not even be a month.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 year out of game is like maybe a month in game.
That's mad. And that includes like 2 weeks traveling with the circus, or like 1 week work
Yep.
traveling with the circus. Like half of that was actually done in one session.
Yep. And then everything slowed down.
We're dealing with like a quarter of a day at a time.
Yeah. Yes, yes, we are. But to be fair, I don't think in the Tuesday game, which we've had less sessions in the Tuesday game. I think we had 10 sessions less or something.
Okay.
But still, it's I think in game it's also not been much longer
Well, I'd be
than in
surprised if
Sunday.
it
I
was
think it's
much
also been
different.
a month.
I'd be surprised if it was
Mm.
much different. It was the same in our previous campaign with Max. Like time definitely, we definitely dealt with like two. Sometimes it'd be 2 sessions a day or 3 sessions a day. And that was something we
Yeah.
discussed from time to time. Like, should we be speeding it up? Are we taking too long per day? Are the sessions too long per day? But in the end, we all seemed okay with it. It was more we were
Yeah.
always surprised that how long the days felt just because we do multiple sessions over them. It wasn't like it felt inappropriate or wrong at the time.
Mm.
It was just like reflecting back, like, oh gosh, it takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. Which is mostly I think because we all like to roleplay a lot, especially in the Sunday
Hmm.
game.
Yeah,
So
and then
yeah, we just haven't
combat
had
takes
stretches where it's just talking.
yeah, and then when there is combat,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of time as well. Um,
Yeah.
sometimes that's like a whole session really. There's times where like
Yeah.
it starts in one and ends in the other, but like if you were to combine it in one go, that's probably not far off a session from time to time.
Mm. I do love that Max seemingly manages to. I don't think we've had an entire combat session yet. Have we had one? But that was really just combat? I don't think we did. Even the one we started with the fight against the fucking 300 T-Rex, we ended that with more than half of the session left to go.
Yeah,
So I think Max has been really good at managing,
but we
like
started that
fighting
fight in
to not
another
fight with
session.
combat.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
No, you're right. We've not had a session in this campaign where it's just been combat,
yeah.
or like 90% plus.
Yeah, I think Tuesday can't say the same. I think there's been one session that was just combat. I'm not sure though. I'm thinking of that we had a fight on a ship. We've had multiple fights on ships actually now that I think about it. But we've had one fight on a ship before Robbie joined the campaign. Um and I think that one might not have though. I don't remember.
Hmm,
But
not too
yeah,
sure.
we're doing fairly well with balancing that. So
That was good. I'm always surprised at how well Max organizes and arranges the campaigns, the
yeah.
sessions. He always claims that he's winging it sometimes, or he doesn't prep that much and stuff like that. But
Fucking
does
bullshit.
doesn't feel that way. It feels way
No, no, it
too
doesn't.
yeah. Well, it feels way too organized and well remembered and well planned in the sessions.
Yeah. Also because so we in Tuesday we've done a lot of shit that Max I don't think like actually planned for. but he has such a knowledge of this world that he created, and he has
Mhm.
such in-depth understanding of what different NPCs are doing at the moment, that we just say, oh, we're going to go there, actually we're going to take like a detour, and he's just like, okay, I didn't expect you to do that, but you can. I'm 100% prepared for that. He's just scary like that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy because I think he comes up with a lot of ideas and he does a pretty good job at noting them down and writing them down and things like that because
Yeah.
it never takes too long before, but yeah, for them to come up and things like that. It's just going back to the last campaign, the whole thing with the sword and not being able to hit and stuff. We discovered that really early on, and the campaign was like 3 years of us playing,
Yep.
more, 3 or 4 years of us
I think
playing.
it might even have been four. Might have been four.
I think it was about four, and you know we didn't
Yeah.
even piece the whole sword because it came in parts, obviously, and we didn't even piece it together until like
It obviously.
2 or 3 years down the line. So
Yeah.
me not being able to hit like with the like god killing sword was only like the last less than a year of the of the campaign. Oh dear. Yeah, no. So Max sits on a lot of stuff. He also has a lot of secrets.
Oh, he has a fuck ton of secrets.
Yep.
I don't even want to know how many secrets he has. Oh, also, did Robbie mention that Gil, just because we're on secrets, did Robbie mention that Gil tried to hire the Tuesday party and might
Yep.
still hire the Tuesday party to go kill the crime syndicates for
Yep. 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 I heard that one. That was a good one. I wasn't
him?
surprised
That
by the
might happen.
statement. I'm like, oh okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense for guilt.
It might happen. The Tuesday party might soon be working for
For
Gil.
me, that's the most surprising part. Not that Gil offered to hire them, but that the Tuesday crew was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, the thing is, as far as we know, the crime syndicates are fucking evil. They're doing crime. We are against crime. So the Tuesday party, um, we have two people who I think are lawful, at least good or neutral. And then we have Cal, who's just chaotic, but will try and do the good thing. And then we have Helen, who is chaotic and will try to do the evil thing, but like not by harming people. So they're all good sorta, and they were definitely all down to take down an existing power structure. So they're like, "Oh, you want to take down the crime syndicates? That's a good thing." So we're gonna help with that. Yeah,
Flawless logic.
obviously. Also, the entire scene where that conversation was so fucking funny, because originally what Gil wanted from us, as a return favor, let's call it, was that we let him kill our current employer, because that guy also used to have ties with crime syndicates, but not anymore because stuff. Um, and we were like, no, we can't do that. And then we tried to explain to him, and he was just like, okay, well, then let's do this instead. And we were just like, why did you lead with that? Why did you start with that? We would have said yes like ages ago. Just start with that next time. It was a great conversation.
Yep. Sounds like it.
Yep.
Gil could be very convincing.
He didn't even need to convince us of shit. We were desperate and wanted to get rid of something he placed on us. I, we just weren't in any position to agree with the first thing he demanded. Mostly because of the stuff that's going on. There's so much stuff going on his shit.
Oh, so what do you think? We kind of touched on this already, but what do you reckon we're gonna find when we get back?
Oh boy. I hope uh just a Kivali, I don't know. Who's like found some clues, who's found something that we can investigate. Um we probably have to touch base with Cherry and find out what they discovered in terms of info on the factory, because I really hope Max is going to give us something there. And then I don't know. maybe one of the three being in contact with some actual like powerful individuals in Leront, in Alexia. Maybe having made more alliances while we were away. Something like that, I'm afraid. Oh.
But I reckon it's gonna be we're gonna hear something about Frederick. That's what I think is
Oh.
gonna happen. I reckon we're gonna get there.
Mm.
Frederick's done something. He's gone ape shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he's put posters of Ven up everywhere, because like that's a kind of really crazy stuff thing he would do. Just like
Oh, what? It's
lost or
possible.
something, or even like wanted. Like imagine he convinces like
Yeah.
the sheriff to put up wanted posters of Ben or the rest of us.
Which also would be completely validated. Because what if they found the corpse and Frederick discovering, first of all, discovering that, oh, this guy looks like me. Second of all, oh, this guy was clearly murdered. Third of all, I know
Hmm.
Ven's in the city, and Ven said they will murder me. And so Frederick went to the authorities, was like, hey, I know who murdered that guy. And he's gonna come after me next, so please put up wanted posters and arrest him.
He doesn't even really need to do it that logically, or because that just sounds too sane. That thought
I mean,
process.
but he
But
is he isn't
but he's got the
stupid.
ability. He's got the ability
So
to control people. Or at least that from
yeah.
what we've heard, it really seems that way. So like he doesn't even need to go like that far. I reckon you're right. It'd be interesting if you found the body and connected that Ven is looking for his doubles.
Also, that would mean he knows about the doubles because previously he
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
Like
true.
when Van mentioned that, he was just like, "Huh? What doubles? What clones? What are you talking about?" But seeing one of them, he could realize it. He could find out, which would make this a very different situation.
Yeah. So I reckon Frederick. That's what my money's on. It's going to be Frederick related. What we come back to, and like him finding the body. Yeah, that'd be a really interesting uh
Yeah.
thing to see.
It would also possibly reveal the murders to the entire party. Um, if that would happen. Well, one of the murders.
True,
Not the
true.
rest of the murders, but one of them.
I think, well, I
Um,
mean, you can't really jump, you shouldn't really jump to conclusion. But I think everyone would go, or, Ben,
Ben, what did you do?
except
Did we say
for,
no
except for
murder?
Thorn, Thorn would just go, I knew it, I knew it, you
Yeah.
killed him.
Yeah, that is fact. Oh, another thing that was set up in Alexia is this sort of people that saw Sienna on the day we stopped the fucking what's it called,
Yeah,
the not protest,
the
the
riots,
terrorist attempt riot, that um so they were painting her on walls and stuff, and
true.
Ren saw that,
Well,
putting her
that's,
in like this holy light. So that might be a thing. Maybe if Jenna has a cult now. That would be cool.
imagine
Maybe we
that,
come back to Alexia and there's a cult.
she's her own deity starting to give paladin powers.
Hey, that would actually be pretty sick. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, she does have blood from the gods, from the pantheon. So she is descendant from like one of their creations or something. So I don't know, maybe.
That'll be interesting to see how that develops. Uh,
It would be.
do you think you'd want Sienna to lean into this
Oh,
image and make use of it and stuff like that?
I'm not. The thing is, I'm not sure she would. I think she'd mostly be just very, very confused about why people are praying to her. So
Fair.
I guess if Thorn advised her and was like, no, no, you should use that. We can use that against like Frederick and stuff. I think she'd be awkward about it at the start. Maybe if she got comfortable with the idea and like saw that it's actually useful and it's maybe even helping people, I think then she'd love to lean into that if it's a tool that can help people. Um, yeah. But if that isn't the case, then she'd just be confused.
No, that makes sense. I think that sounds very in character. Um, yeah, it'd be a really interesting thing to see develop. But I'd be surprised if Sienna was
Yeah.
like you said, like straight in, just finds out she's starting to influence people. Go, oh, great, yeah, let's do this.
Hell yeah! Oh, also we get to see Snowbear again.
Oh, Max regrets
We
that
still don't know what
character
the fuck is
so
up with that
much.
bear. Yeah,
I'm
we
curious as to
should.
I'm so curious as to what the issue is with that. I'd love to know what
Yep.
created that because it is so weird. It has to be like one of the gods or something. Like what was the god of dreams called
Obviously.
again?
The cataract.
Cataract.
But no, because then Cherry would have reacted, and Cherry saw Snowbear. They never interacted because that would break Max, I think. But so Cherry definitely saw Snowbear in our vicinity. God, I can't do English today. Um, so yeah, Cherry saw Snowbear, and if Snowbear had a connection to Cataract, I think Cherry would have noticed.
Fair, fair.
Kinda.
Yeah, that would make sense. Because
On
who
the
else
other hand,
who else could do it then? Because well,
I mean, it's a childhood toy, and there's not really like a god of innocence or anything, or like
no,
childlike wonder in Max's world. So
no, I mean,
I
I
don't
kind
know.
of jumped to Cataract, like the God of Dreams, because although it's not necessarily him dreaming, it's make believe, it's these this imaginary world and settings and adventures that they go on. Really, I think it ties
Yeah.
more to dreams than it does to other things.
Oh, also, this might get too philosophical, but if Snowbird technically counts as a soul, it could be Sahani,
Hmm.
because souls.
Yeah,
Um, because he has a very distinct personality. He
definitely.
has a being about himself, so he might count as his own soul. Maybe let's discuss. Does the teddy bear have a soul?
Well,
Who knows?
it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Because would you then say it is a soul that has been inserted into the bear or created for the bear? Because although I agree he's got his own personality for sure, and he's got his own very distinct personality, it it's definitely seems very much built off his past with Thordain, and there doesn't
Yeah,
seem to be any other external experience or factor or
mm,
knowledge outside of that.
yeah. I mean, maybe it's like Thaddeus during his childhood just transferred so much emotion onto this bear that it just, I don't know, over the years just happened. Maybe it's not anything like a powerful being that's involved. Maybe just, I don't. In the words full of magic and weird shit. Maybe it's just that magic and weird shit.
Maybe I got a thread which I've just been playing in my head, and it gets a bit weird.
Hmm.
So I thought, oh,
Let's go. Let's
maybe
go.
it's a new soul, you know, a soul that hasn't experienced anything, you know, so just like a newborn, and that grew up with Thordain, and like say only has those experiences, but only became animated at a later date through maybe an external power.
Hmm.
um, which is plausible. But my thought of that is like, okay, so if it's a new soul, who would put a new soul into it? How would a new soul get put into a teddy bear? I thought, what if Thordain had a twin that died at birth?
Bro, I mean, maybe
Or like, you know, and
that's
that led me even further. It's like, okay, well, who would put a dead newborn twin soul into a teddy bear? And it's like that
the
seems really
parents.
weird.
Definitely the
But
parents.
you know how some twins absorb their twin in the womb?
Oh, bro. Yes.
So So
Yes.
Dane, like having all these adventures with the bear, somehow inserted, exuded, detached the soul that he'd consumed in the womb into the bear.
I don't even know where to start.
So
Okay.
that's the weird train of thought I just had.
I mean, everything's possible. Max, I swear to God, if that's the fucking solution.
I hope Max watches this at some point
Maybe,
because
maybe.
maybe, hopefully not.
I mean,
Uh,
it could be something of that sort. My thought process, as soon as he started with that theory, was immediately like, oh, okay, maybe it was the parents. Maybe the parents made some sort of deal. Like, if we are
yeah,
going with the unborn twin theory or something, then maybe the parents made a deal that their child would be reborn at some point or something. And whatever deity they made that with really fucked them over because they put the soul in a teddy bear. Um, maybe,
maybe,
you know.
maybe. But then you would think 13's older sister would also know about this.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, we've not seen much of Kimberly. We don't know
True.
what she knows. Maybe she does know.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, because I can say just because like, what? What do you mean you didn't know this? How do you not know?
How did you not know about a dead sibling?
Isn't it obvious?
You've been playing with them for years. Why do you think?
It talks back to you.
You've always talked with this bear. And it's just revealed Snowbear's been there for years.
And somehow
And things.
Thordain had blanked the fact that it's been talking back to him this entire time.
Yeah. And moving.
Yeah,
And doing stuff.
yeah.
On its own.
Just thought that was his imagination.
Yeah.
It's a shame Jack's not with us
Alternatively,
anymore
maybe
because
it's a
if that
demon.
well that'd be even better. But it's a shame that Jack's not with us anymore
Okay.
because when we find out what's wrong with Snowbear, seeing Jack's reaction to that would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, he might come back. Like, I think he said that there's always a possibility that he's returning.
Oh, well, that'd be nice.
At some point.
That'd be good. I think yeah, I think we did talk about, anytime he wants. He did say anytime there's like one shots or things like that. It's yeah,
No.
that'd be good. Who knows? Maybe Max will plan when the reveal of Snowbear's origin is, and he'll come back for that.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Oh dear. What else is there?
What else is there? What else that weird shit that we can make very weird theories about? Um. Oh, wait, no. This is completely off track and also irrelevant for anyone that's actually listening and has listened to the other campaigns. Because, Fred, did you notice? This was at the very beginning when we were still in Trustful with the Sunday game at the first time. And the Dane was looking for Kiverly's things. He
Yeah.
found a list of names. And for some reason, that included Ulrich.
Oh yeah, I
What was up
remember
with
that.
that? What the
I
fuck
remember
was up
that.
with that? How? How? I mean, maybe it's just that whatever we did doesn't erase names. Like it doesn't erase
But
written down stuff.
but it would seem
But
so weird that it wouldn't erase written records because
right,
Ulrich would have so many written records because he was a businessman, a really
yeah,
corrupt.
would
But
have
he it
contracts
was
and shit.
developed exactly all those contracts, all of these things that he would have signed, agreements he would have signed, and things like that. Because although he was corrupt and a criminal and he did a lot of things underhand, in the end he was trying to have like a legitimate front, and to have a legitimate front he would
Yeah,
have signed contracts and documents.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's a question for Max.
What's up
Maybe it's a
with
question for Max.
that?
There's a bit of concept for
How?
anyone. What context for anyone watching? In the last campaign, there was this uh corrupt
Asshole.
black market overlord kind of guy who he was such a dick called Ulrich,
Yeah, it was
who was steadily trying to grow his like black market empire, and as he got bigger and bigger and bigger, he wanted to have like he wanted to be in the public eye, so he wanted to be in front of everyone as well. So he kind of had like a business that did a bit of both. Think Peaky Blinders if you've seen it. But at some point in the campaign, and
yeah,
us
no,
trying
that's
to kill
okay.
him, he had this whole revenge thing that he was on track on. We
No.
we managed to kill him in this organization.
Oh, we did something more permanent than kill him, but yes.
Well, yeah. So we followed him to an organization that exists between realms and not just realms, but like different realities. The
Multiverses,
multiverse, right?
yes.
Multiverse. And we threw him into this kind of pit or vortex or something, which kills him and every version of him across every reality. Uh,
Yes. Makes it so he never existed.
exactly. So, which was a really fun thing at the time, but that's hence our confusion as to how his name has now come up in our new campaign.
Yeah. Like, Max did say it was, like, scratched out, I think. But still, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah, because like if you're gonna wipe someone from every reality ever, so they never existed and no one remembers him, like that's the whole thing. The only people who are unaffected in their memory of him were those in the room when he got thrown into this
Yeah.
thing. And if you
Which
do
is
that,
definitely not anyone that would have written that on that wall. Because, no, they are not involved. We know they're not involved. So,
unless she was there,
how?
and that unless she was there in that room,
But no, there was only 3 people out. No, wait, 4 people outside of us. So there was a party. There was the evil guy that also died in that room. So he can't. He's gone too.
yeah,
Then there was that other leader lady, and
yeah,
then there was Ulrich's brother,
yeah.
and then there was another one of the leaders, but I'm not sure they survived. And I guess second Leland, third Leland, whatever. But
Thirdly,
there can't have been anyone else. Anyone else would have fucking died during that fight.
true,
They
true,
would have
true,
been
true.
dead. Super dead.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. So it is really weird because unless she was there, then you got a question as to whether that process would wipe out written records of someone or something.
Yeah.
And if it does wipe out written records, which I think it should, if you've got something powerful enough to
Yeah.
wipe somebody from history across multiple realities, that should include written records. How do you avoid that? There must be some kind of magical thing or item or whatever that somehow kept some kind of record of him or some kind of impression of him is the only thing I can really think
Maybe.
of. And he did start out, like his business started out in dealing, illegal dealing of magical items, to be
Yeah.
fair. God, imagine he comes back.
Mm. Oh, no, no, no. We got rid of him. He's one of the few people we permanently got rid of last campaign.
Yeah.
We did kill a lot of people last campaign. He is one of, I think, 3 or maybe 4.
Yeah, well, you were doing pretty well
So
at not killing
can he just
people.
stay dead? Can he just stay
Could just
fucking
stay
dead?
dead. He was such a great character. Like we all hated him with a passion. It wasn't like
Yeah.
it wasn't like one character had more of a reason to hate him than another. Is we all
No.
had passionate hate for him. It's great.
Yeah, we all let up beef with him. It went so far that Ilya, who used to play in the Tuesday game, he played in the last campaign, and his character, he had a written speech that he wanted to deliver when he killed him, and he actually got the last shot in on Ulrich, so he actually got to deliver that speech. It was so yeah, he prepped a speech for when he killed him. And I think another player said that he also had a speech prep just in case he got the final blow in.
I think we all
It was
wanted
great.
I think we all wanted to get the last hit on this guy, and like have a
No, I,
moment.
I didn't. I didn't.
No, do you not?
I didn't.
Oh, I did.
No, I was.
I
I
didn't have
was.
a speech
The thing is,
prepared,
during
but
that entire fight, I was so focused on the other dude because he was the way bigger threat, but everyone else was prioritizing Ulrich, and I was like, guys, the threat is right here.
yeah, but Ulrich.
Yeah, I get that. No, because the thing was with at that point of the campaign, Kulu was already uh on the stage of like, nah, I'm good. I don't need any more revenge. Let's just save the world, and then I want to retire, please.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I was like, I don't want revenge. I don't care. You can kill him. I don't give a shit. You do that.
Oh no. But anyway,
Yeah.
that
Also,
was last campaign.
yeah, true. We're
That
getting
was
off
last campaign.
topic.
Do you think we're gonna get a character who will all hate, passionately hate together? That's not like
I mean,
overly tied.
Frederick is right there.
He's definitely making a good
Frederick is right fucking
he's making
there.
a good effort. I mean, it's
Yes.
still quite specifically on Ven, but like he's making a good effort
Mm.
to get hated by all of us.
I mean, he's responsible for Thorn almost dying. He's done so much. He's just also he's just annoying. His entire being
It's just annoying. I mean, you're
is
not
just
wrong. You're not wrong. He's so
yeah.
unhinged.
He is. And I think as soon as we get actual scenes with Siren in it, uh, he's also going to be very hateable. I think he's just
Yeah.
going to be creepy. I think so. He's just going to be
I feel like it's
an
not going to be
evil
Gil.
being.
Gil seems too much of
No,
the comic relief.
he's going to
I
be
bet like
charming.
Fidel.
No, yeah. Honestly, yeah. He's also sadly very charming.
Ah, really? See, that's quite funny because
Yeah.
in the Sunday campaign, he's really been quite reserved and
Mm.
um
Yes,
and
he has.
unreadable.
So
Because
imagine,
like I'd say
imagine my
we've seen more of
fucking shock.
Siren.
Yeah. Imagine my shock when during the Tuesday game, Max just hasn't been like super chatty and weirdly polite
Yeah, yeah,
and also funny. That's not a good mixture. Like literally, during the entire so spoilers for Tuesday, I guess. Um, during the entire bit where Aldrin and Alicia got like cursed, aged, whatever you want to call it, he was just bored. He was just standing there while we were making this very dramatic deal with this crime lady, and he was just standing there like, "You woke me up for this? Can I go back to bed now? You woke me up for this? Really?" It was great. It was he was very funny. Oh, we were all trying to have a serious moment.
yeah. Because
He was
he's
not.
really not said a lot in the campaign. There was a moment where
Mm,
he believed Fennel to be Helly's son, which
yeah.
was which I enjoyed personally because
Honestly, we should roll with that.
it, oh Helly is definitely going to roll with that. He doesn't wa-
Nice.
he doesn't want he doesn't want Gil to know that he is Helly. Or he would have
Also,
done
it
the
would
reveal
help that
then.
the entire party. It will help that the entire party refers to you as Fennel. So we when
Yeah,
we run into Gil eventually, we'll all be like, "Oh no, don't have Fennel!" And he's like, "Who the fuck is? Oh, Hallie's son, Fennel. Right, that's a
yeah.
horrible name. That checks out."
There there is literally now only three people who knows Helly's real identity, and and one of them just looks straight at Fennel and is like, "Oh yeah, you're not Fennel."
I mean, it can't be. Is the thing. In his mind, you've not aged a day, so how can you be Hallie?
Well, exactly,
Doesn't make sense.
exactly.
So yeah,
I was a bit
we
worried
have these
he'd be able.
conversations with him.
I was a bit worried he'd be able to see it because before that conversation, or before he said, "Oh, I can see you, Helly's son," um, Fennel was also hiding in an alley, invisible, like trying to spy on him. And
Yeah,
it turned out he could see straight through the illusion, and he just let it
yeah.
slide.
Oh, that was such a cool
And I was
moment.
like,
That was so
fuck.
cool.
I was like, shit. What do you mean he saw straight through it? He's not supposed to be some like seer or like have like all these like weird abilities and stuff like that. So I thought, oh shit, maybe he'll see the fact that you know, it's Helly, like it's him. But no, he doesn't seem to have clocked onto that bit. which I like. I like the fact that a he can see through invisibility, but he couldn't see the fact that it was Heli. Like, yeah, it's nice, a nice touch.
Yeah, very, very cool. Oh, there's so many fun interactions that are going to happen eventually, some
Mm,
sooner than later, and I can't wait for them. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for the Gil, Finel, Haley, whatever confrontation. It's going to be so fun.
same, same, same. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be really good. I do wonder when the rest of the party are gonna find out about Heli's real identity. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was at a moment like that, like a big confrontation with Gil. Because even
Yeah.
even before, even yeah, even like moments like it wasn't until then spilled uh all of these everything that happened that I decided, oh, okay, this is now when Finel reveals himself as Heli. Because like before that, I was like, how long do I wait? I hadn't really thought or convinced myself. Like Max and I hadn't discussed as to when or how it was going to get revealed. We were both just like, oh, it'll happen organically, whenever we feel like it's the right time. Like, yeah, that's the best way. So it could have been like a massive confrontation like that. It could have been Gil selling him out. Actually, that's something else. I also would not be surprised if since seeing Fennel that Gil has been doing research into Fennel
Ooh, yeah.
because it's obviously there's no record. There's a record of Fennel Del Mar if you can track Fennel
Yeah.
Del Mar, if you can get access to those records, but there's obviously no connection to Heli.
Oh, but also, if you can get access to the records, you will know when Finel Delmar was born,
Yeah,
and that won't
yeah,
add up either. He will be just like, "Hell, that guy did not look 60."
yeah, exactly. So yeah, at least the way I see it, it would make sense if he goes down that
Yeah.
thread, if he does research to try and learn about him and try to see when it all happened and try and piece together what happened to Heli, it won't make sense. So he
Mm.
will start to be suspicious and things like that. I mean, to be fair, because Heli has revealed that he's come from a poorer background, a dodgier background. Forging documents could be a very simple conclusion to come to, but who knows?
Oh, so exciting. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Do you think Sienna will stay in the family? Just to change the subject quite dramatically.
Um, well, that really depends on what she finds out about what happened with her mom. Because if it turns out that, like, that her adoptive parents adopted her for malicious reasons, then she's probably not gonna want to stay. But from what I'm getting from Max, it's more of the opposite. So, she's probably gonna stick with them. Uh, so my theory is concerning what Max has been hinting at is that like the mother knew that she was going to die, and so she made this deal with the arrows that she transfer her power to her daughter, her healing powers or her divine magic essentially, and as long as they protect Sienna, then her healing magic, I don't know, is going to keep the arrows safe or healthy, because it was also mentioned that Sienna's adoptive mother was also sick and then got better while Sienna's blood mom was living with them. So there's there's stuff,
Hmm.
and I'm very curious what else Max has in store for my baby, because I didn't write any of this.
Nice, nice.
I just wrote a Cinderella type character and was like, here you go, there she is.
Yeah, here you go. No, that's fair enough. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see your relationship with your family, Sienna's relationship with her family develop as time goes by,
Yeah.
because obviously your Sienna's brother has gone like, I don't know,
Mm.
need to leave the family. This isn't right, and the
Yeah.
way the family treated Thorn, like there's a couple of moments where already Sienna's kind of been subjected to the vast difference that the family expect compared to what individuals kind of see as right and wrong.
Mm.
So, and then, but then it also you play Sienna really well. Just to go like, oh wow, you like, it's almost like a doctrine that's been drilled into you.
Yeah. She has a lot of stuff that she needs to work through because
Yeah,
before she can even consider leaving the family or at least confronting her adoptive parents. Because
yeah.
that is the next logical step for her, technically, but she doesn't want to.
Well, I guess
It's just
what's
like, I'll figure it out other way.
I guess I guess a lot of plot points like this would develop to a breaking point. Like what's going to be Sienna's breaking point? What's going to make her snap? What's going to make her go, no, enough is enough? Do you have any idea what that might be?
I thing is, I thought it would be them being horrible to Thorn, but then they were horrible to Thorn, and I was just like, no, it's too early. It's way too fucking early. So, uh, and it didn't feel right for that to be the point. So, but I do think if we progress a bit further and something like similar to that happens again, in a different setting, maybe even in a more public setting, I think that would also not be helpful. Or maybe with other NPCs around that Sienna already wants to respect her, wants to be respected by. Um, I think a situation like that would have her snap. Like a situation where someone like, for example, Korthag or Feline would witness her not protecting Thorn,
Hmm.
um, that would push her to break free from this mindset of I can't talk back to them. I have to be like, uh, you know, quiet and subservient in their presence. But that is a very specific situation.
No, but
That might never happen.
that makes a lot of sense to me. I like the fact that you didn't give in and do the snap on the first
Mm.
time, like when they were mean to Thorn, because I feel like it's important for like us to see what it's like, what you're like around them, or like how their influence has
Mm.
affected you and how it does affect you uh, before you snap. Yeah, and that will make the eventual snap, if you are definitely going to do a snap, much more dramatic, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, a lot more impactful, like from a storytelling point of
Mm.
view. And I think you're right. I think it makes sense. You know, the first time was in the just at home at the dinner table. It was just Thorn. You're right. There's not a lot of external factors to really push right to the edge. Whereas, public setting, Corthac, all these other people that you've met that you've now have a stronger relationship with. Okay, yeah, now you you can definitely see the different, like the comparison of like, oh, okay, yeah, if that wasn't enough, then like you can see the progression of how you get further and further to the line. So I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. How many siblings
Mm.
does Sienna have? It's
Three. She has three siblings.
and
So
we've
that
met.
one's not. That was not really important though. I literally no. Thing is,
He's the
I literally
youngest.
wrote
He's
this
not
out while I was
important.
like, I. No, she's actually the middle child. Theoretically, no wait. Fuck. Wait. No, correct. Theo's the young. I was thinking like, wait, is Sienna the youngest? But no, I think Theo's the youngest, but not by a lot. I think he's like a year younger than Sienna, or maybe two. No, Mercy the is the last sister that we haven't met yet.
Yeah,
Mostly because she settled down with someone in the place they grew up, so
right.
she doesn't have much reason to show up. She's not like an important politician or like Antonia or someone with a reserve uh Theo. So she doesn't really have reason to show up. Maybe she will show up. I don't know. I doubt it, honestly. Doesn't
So
seem like the
just
kind of NPC
just
that
just a
matches
regular
the group.
person raising a family and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Okay, nice.
yeah, yeah,
Gotta have some normality sometimes.
yeah. Right, isn't it?
I take that approach quite a lot. Like it's like, oh, I kind of want to go away, kind of from the very standard approach that a lot of D&D players take with their characters. Like take
Yeah.
like I know Fennel had a secret identity, and that's a bit common and typical, but like we spent quite a long time before that was like confirmed or discovered and things like that. And you don't get me wrong, all the players had a theory, just like I can't just be a regular guy, right? It can't be. Uh, but then, but at the same time, I feel like it was fairly plausible that it could have been just a regular guy because the last character Bjorn in the last campaign. I know we referred to the last campaign a lot, but
Yeah.
then it was a long campaign for us. But he was just a regular guy. Like his family were
Yeah,
alive,
he was just
his
a dude.
siblings were alive. They had some traumatic stuff happen, but
Yeah, his
yeah,
siblings, yeah.
it wasn't like that traumatic. It wasn't that bad in reality. And in the end, none of them died. Like they were all right. It was just a bit like
Yeah,
lycanthropy.
that is. I respectfully, I really thought Yorson was gonna die, but he stuck around
Honestly, I thought Yours was gonna
and
die
lost
too.
the fucking axe.
Talk
I'm
about
still
losing
so pissed
weapons.
at him for that. I'm still so extremely pissed about that. I still. The situation, just imagine this. You just dealt with death, right? You just took care of death by re-invoking the fucking goddess of death into her position, and you were super epic, and then you come back home. You come back home, and this guy, this dude, tells you, oh, you, by the way, I lost the fucking magical eggs of destruction that can bring back this other god dude. You lost it.
What can I say? If there was any doubt that we were brothers, we're both losing god-killing weapons.
Yep. Yes. That was perfect. I still, the amount of frustration I felt when Max said that, I was like, you, 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 okay, right, you had one job, my dude. One job. Keep this ex safe. And you failed. I mean, he made up for it by being like super cool during the final fight, but we wouldn't have had to have that gigantic last fight if he had just kept the X.
Yeah.
He would have eliminated 1/3 of our biggest problem.
That's all right. We dealt with it. It was a big fight. We wanted like that was
Yeah,
gonna happen anyway. But yeah.
yeah.
Oh man. Note to self: if we ever come across a offspring of um that family in this campaign, we do
You
not give them
do
anything
not.
important to hold on to.
No,
Well,
nothing.
preferably anything, but specifically weapons.
Yeah, don't give them powerful, important weapons. Not a single one.
Oh, this is Yorson's
Don't
son.
don't trust them.
Oh, no, we'll hold on to the powerful weapon. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've got it. We've got it. We can take care of
You
it.
can hold on
Thank
to the
you.
lantern. Oh yeah, no, you'd be a massive help if you held on to the lantern.
He lost the lantern. It's gone. Now we're in the dark.
It was windy. Oh god.
Is last campaign was wild. There was a lot of shit happening. I would like it was so cool, but also a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And this campaign maybe the same thing will happen. Keep following us for the next 2 years, and you might start to understand. We said it here, just like, oh, remember when we said 1 year in, there's like, oh yeah, no, the last campaign, like, shit really hit the fan. There was a lot going on. Join it, like, skip to 2 years later,
I
see if
know.
that ends up being
Max
true.
promised. Max promised that this time there's not going to be anything world-ending involved.
That doesn't
And
mean we can't
yes, the
still have
Everlight.
drama.
Yeah, the Everlight is already. It will. It's apparently there's people that think it's going to end the world. I personally think they're just being wrong. Hopefully, but maybe. Great. Also, the Awoken are still around.
Oh, that I can't believe. That I was so surprised when we started finding traces of the Awoken still being around. And it's like,
I mean,
really? 20 years
they
after
are
we
cold.
kill the guy? Yeah, okay, I get the
We
cult.
just killed. We just killed. We just killed a leader. We didn't even kill her. We
Well,
just imprisoned her. So
But we also
we took
kill
away all the power in the prison.
we also kill the guy who started the cult.
Technically, yeah. Technically, he still exists,
Wait, how does he still exist?
but not with his because Vandalin still spoilers. Technically, I don't know. Is this spoilers? It's already happened.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So Vandalin still exists,
Oh, yeah,
which
the good point. Yeah,
technically
okay,
means
fair.
that there's still potential. But what we did do is, I think we eliminated Umbras, and he was a large reason of why all that happened.
Yep.
And I think him actually being gone this time, which Max has not actually confirmed, but I think he's gone. I think. So
We
there's that.
we did kill the original.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I think.
original. So
I
I get where you're coming from.
hope so.
That I guess there's a kind of a possibility that it could come back. I'd be a bit surprised if that's where Max is taking this campaign, to be honest.
Yeah, I really don't think so. I
Yeah,
really don't think so.
I get the whole thing's like, oh, just because you kill like the leader of a cult doesn't mean that the cult instantly vanishes and dissipates. You know, some people still have
Yeah,
that idea, those ideals, hold on to those beliefs, still want to try and make it happen. So that there's remnants of them around and things like that makes sense. I mean, in the last campaign obviously was about dealing with that cult. That was the overarching story, and
yeah.
that cult was originally founded. Oh, how long ago was it before the setting of the last campaign? Like a long time ago.
So many years. I think like something in between 200 and 500.
Yeah, it was like
Something in between.
like this guy first came up thousands of years ago. Our campaign was like thousands of years after he was supposedly dealt with, and now we're only 20 years later. So it makes sense that they are around. As
Yeah,
much as I as much as I wish they were just gone and dusted, it does make
yeah.
sense that they're around.
As much as I wish killing one of them just got rid of all of them, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
how cults work, sadly. But we did deal with all the major threats. Like, we
pretty
didn't take
much.
care of some of them, and that's not coming back to bite us in the ass. But we dealt with a lot of the big threats.
True, true.
So,
And to be fair, like when we were
yay.
closing out the last campaign, none of us said, "Oh, we want to hunt down the rest of like anyone who believes in that
Yeah.
in the Awokens and what they wanted to accomplish for the world." Like none of us were like hardcore need to exterminate them kind of characters.
Yeah. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if Vlad in secret, another player in the last campaign, if he in secret texted Max and was like, yeah, so Leland is helping the rest of the Awoken because he believes in what they believe too.
uh,
I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked.
well, to be fair, it was gonna either be Leland or would Iliad's character have done it?
No, no. I mean, I do think he was not as into the god, but killing all the gods includes ruin,
Yeah, true,
right?
true, true.
So he is very attached to ruin, and
Hmm.
so he would not go through with them. Which I don't think he remembered when we had that final confrontation, because then he would have been on my side. Still very salty about that, by the way. Very salty.
I
So
know,
I can't believe they actually considered doing it.
I know.
Well,
Well, anyway, again,
um,
last campaign.
completely unrelated.
I don't think the Awoken will be the overarching issue with
No,
this campaign. Um,
no, definitely.
I mean, presumably it'll be the BBGs that we're fighting, but I don't know. Maybe it's the Everlight.
Maybe. Maybe. But that would mean that the other world is super important again, which I. Whoops. I forget I said that.
Of the
Which,
world.
I mean, maybe. It's been mentioned in both campaigns, so it's possible. I mean,
I think we
I don't know.
theorized this before, but it'd be interesting to have a session, or like to have the campaigns lead up to a point where all the players from both campaigns come together for an epic final
Yes.
battle or something like that. That would be a
Oh, they
long
could band
battle.
together
That
and
would be a
fight against the Everlight.
long
That would be
session.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that would be fun.
it would be. It would be really fun. It would be very confusing for both me and Robbie, but I'm sure we'd manage.
Well, you both have experience DMing, don't you?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Very good
so
point.
it's just playing two characters.
Also, I feel like all four characters are very distinct from each other, so I don't think Robbie and I would struggle. Because Cal and Sienna share zero things with each other. Legit thing. I can't think of it. Well, I guess they're both friendly. Yeah.
Just make them
They,
friends.
yeah. Thing is, I think Sienna would adopt Cal immediately. She would just be like, oh, that's a child in need. That's a 23-year-old. He's older than you are. That is a child in need.
Oh, so this brings up an interesting question. What do you think, once everything's said and done, with this campaign and Thorn gets to a point where she can live her life, however that looks, what do you think Sienna would do afterwards? Like, think of like, because we did that in the last campaign, right? Where we kind of thought about and decided what our characters would do with the rest of their lives, because we're not going to play
Mm.
them anymore, and how they progress, what their aims and goals, what kind of things are they looking to achieve. Do you have any ideas what you think Sienna would do at the end of the campaign? At just at this
I
point in time?
mean, well, right now, if right now we were to end,
Well,
probably just
in a
go on.
hypothetical situation where Thorn has kind of been handled, but like,
She's been handled.
well, I don't want to be specific. I don't want to be specific,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, we'll like the parties banded together originally to help Thorn with her lycanthropy issue because she's a werecat. Um,
Mm.
and then obviously that's developed. But if we were to get to a state where now Thorn can live her life and there's nothing for her to fear anymore, what do you think Sienna would do with the rest of her life? That doesn't
uh,
mean Thorn's out of Sienna's life.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to imagine her without the responsibility of taking care of Thorin. Um, because as I think I've stated like a million times at this point, Sienna's entire creation was because of Thorn. I wrote Sienna
Hmm.
to accompany Thorn. So thinking of Sienna in the context of no Thorn is very difficult. Um,
Well, that's why I asked the
I
question
guess.
because obviously
Yeah,
I know
I know
that.
it's the difficult,
But
difficult one.
you also just said that Sienna would probably adopt Cal as somebody else who's in need to be looked after. So it's like, so what will Sienna go on to do afterwards? Will she look for the next person to be looked
I could
after?
maybe. The thing is, if we act, if this actually happens, the thing we just theorize about with the potential cult following Sienna, I think she could find happiness with that, being like not necessarily a deity, but being someone that people look up to and being someone that helps people. Sort of like maybe start a charity or something, and just use the abilities that she now has, the healing that she has, the magic that she has, maybe start like I don't know, like a place where people can come and just live and be happy and be content. Start a fucking therapy room. Practice.
Practice.
You know, just something where she can help people, and yeah, I can see that for her at the end of her adventuring days.
I can see that as well. I kind of thought, also like picking up an orphanage, like kind of going off the whole charity track as
Yeah,
well. Looking after more children in need who have nowhere to go. So like, yeah,
yeah. Oh, wait. I just looked to the side. Big mistake. Did you listen to the last chit chat we did last week?
no, I didn't.
Okay, you don't.
Don't.
I officially forbid you from doing that. Don't do it.
Why? What happened?
Stop it there. Because we designed NPCs, right? Me,
Oh, right,
Robbie, and
okay.
Cassie, we each got to design an NPC, and I want to see a reaction to that. Well, all of them. I want to see it when it happens because I think it would be
What?
very
So they're
funny.
gonna they're
Because
gonna
Max has said that they might show up.
okay.
So
What? So like you design the artwork for them, or are they like new
no.
NPCs that haven't been
Max
introduced yet?
made us just yeah. Max made people that live in the world
Okay, fair,
or other
fair.
worlds. Yeah,
Or
just
other
make
worlds.
NPCs and yeah, or other places or other realms or other multiverses, all that fun shit. And yeah, that was
Interesting.
really fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. Robbie started out with like really serious characters, and then I came in and was like, I also want to do a serious character, and then it derailed horribly. And then Cassie went back to a serious character, but accidentally said something, and that's why you're not allowed to watch um the episode because if we've run into that NPC that we accidentally created last, I don't want to ruin that for you. It's going to be so. I really hope he
Okay.
shows up.
Well,
It will be so
I won't
hilarious.
watch it then because
Good.
if they appear in session, that'd be great. I'd love that.
Yes, it would be. I really hope there's someone right now watching that also was here last week because they would know what I'm talking about and that would be super funny. Um. Anyway. Oh, by the way, are you just in case watching the chat on Twitch? Just in
Yeah,
case there's
yeah.
questions.
I have
Because
an
I
eye
think
on it.
the first time we did it.
Yeah, I have an eye
Okay,
on it.
sweet.
Yeah, I know we haven't really. Well, we've kind of referred to the chat to any if anyone's watching, to explain things and stuff. But if you want to say anything to us,
Yeah.
please feel free. It doesn't have to be live now either. Like if you're watching this a day later, 2 days later, a month later, a year later, then
Yeah.
still send us the message, send us the question, we'll answer it or not.
Yeah, if you do
Maybe
send it
it's
in
like,
a
oh,
year, then we
actually,
have so
honestly,
many
that's a spoiler.
answers.
Then you should watch this episode. But
Mm,
interact with us, ask us questions. If we miss it, we will get to it. If we don't have an eye on the chat all the time, we try and have a
yeah.
couple of us have it open typically and check it periodically.
Ooh. Also, follow us on social media. No, okay. You don't have to do that.
All that stuff.
But yeah.
Follow the
I'm still
Twitch, follow
adoring
the
that
social
random
media.
Thorn post is just still so successful on TikTok. It's just
Oh, how's
hilarious
it
to
doing
me for
now?
some reason. I haven't checked on it in a while because I haven't been posting anything on TikTok since I think last week I posted something. But I've been away a lot of the weekend, so my stalking of our social medias is less at the moment. And I can't check right now because my phone doesn't have Wi-Fi, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to talk.
Fair. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch back on
Two
this
and a half
video.
months.
2.5 months. What, are you getting it upgraded?
No, I'm moving, and I'm for the first time ever buying my own Wi-Fi, and I get to choose what Wi-Fi I want to buy. So I'm gonna buy good Wi-Fi.
Nice, nice. That's good.
I'm also likely going to switch from doing this shit on my laptop to doing it on an actual PC.
Ooh.
So that's probably also going to help. I might not end up doing that though, so don't get your hopes up.
Oh well. At the very least, if she could get like a wired connection rather than a wireless one, that tends to help.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be a very smart idea.
Well, it's not always an option.
Hmm.
Well, like because I've got a PC, but like when me and my brother built it, although we tried to put in a Wi-Fi chip into it so you could do Wi-Fi, it didn't work for some reason. So I have to have a wired one.
Huh.
And I've moved to a couple places since building it, and like trying to get a wired connection to the router has been drama sometimes.
Yeah,
Well, we
I
we've
can
gone off the
imagine
topic
it.
of D&D now, talking about our dramas when
Right,
it comes to
okay.
streaming and
Dungeons
internet.
and Dragons. I mean, technically that's still on topic for Rolex Play, because
True.
it concerns, like, the quality of our streams and stuff. Um,
True.
but
Yeah.
yes, Dungeons and Dragons.
Not a lot of dungeons, not a lot of dragons in our campaign.
Not so far. Well, we've had the dragon. We've had Valine,
True. Yes.
which I was super hyped that she turned into a dragon. The first fight we had with her, I was expecting her to stick to like healing and support, and then she just turned into a dragon. I was like, yes, hell yeah, that's my queen.
That was a whole thing that happened I was not expecting with Valine. Like going to her sanctuary, separating her from her other
Uh huh.
personality. I was just like I was not prepared for that. I wasn't expecting that.
Also, I'm once again derailing us to last campaign. Were you a bit confused where a certain someone was the entire time we were at her home? Because, to my understanding, she is raising him, and he should be like 20 now? I guess that's old enough to leave, but is it? You know, the last. I'm speaking in riddles, but this is actually something that might show up this campaign, potentially. Even though Ilya's not playing in it anymore, so he might not show up.
Mm.
I don't know, but
I,
still, like Feline's supposed to be raising it, right? So
yeah, I mean,
mm,
maybe not. Maybe yeah, grown up now.
maybe not.
Yeah, maybe the raising's done.
It's but he would only be 20.
Yeah,
That is still very young
and don't we
for
have
one of his
how
kind.
old is Thorn again? Isn't Thorn the youngest of our player characters? Isn't she
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. I thought it
18?
was 19.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
No, she's 19, I think. So that's fair.
Yeah,
That's a fair point. Yeah. Well, also Sienna's only 21, so I think.
I
Yeah,
think we're I
Sienna's
think we're
21, so
all like somewhere between the ages of like 19 and 25. So we're all like
yeah. And then
very
there's
early
Sedane.
20s.
Well, there used to be Sedane.
Yeah.
Well, that was just a depressing sentence.
He's still around. He's
Yeah,
still there.
we're all
It's Jack
babies.
that's not with us.
Yeah, we're gonna at some point have to like say goodbye to him. Max has to give us a way to. It's probably going to be when we get back to Alexia. It's probably going to be like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this detective shit now. You go do that or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
You know.
Or he will just be like a back of house managing the company kind of position, and we'll be the ones actually doing the
Yeah.
legwork, which is quite typical, you know.
Oh, on the topic of that, the detective agency. We never went back to that guy that hired us at the at the magic science fuck my memory, I swear to god. The guy that hired us, the Frank, no, not Frank, no, yeah, Frankie's friend. We never went back to talk to him. We
Which
just
which
we
job was
we
that
went to
one?
the sewers, and then the one that the one whose friend got hurt during an accident. No, yes, um the one who introduced Frankie to us, where then Frankie led us into the sewers because it was like,
Oh
here's what the
yes.
where the accident happened. That's how we found the factory. Because he told us that the factory was down there, and we never checked in with him. We killed his dog. We got his dog killed, and then we ditched the country. We ditched the continent. We literally left the fucking continent. It's
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Oh yeah.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
we'll blame Thirdain for that one. That's his job. You
This
know,
it's his
cli
responsibility.
client liaison and giving them updates and things like that, chasing for payments. That's Thirdain's job.
Oh yeah, yeah,
We don't
that
know
does
what we're
sound
doing.
like it would be the boss's job. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we're absolved.
Yeah.
We didn't forget anything. Thirdain forgot.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe we should mention that to Max. I'm just like, oh, by the way,
Maybe no, he knows. I
maybe
feel
we
like
need to. Oh yeah, maybe he does. He probably does know. Max remembers
yeah.
stuff when we should, and it's painful.
Yes. Hmm. I mean, technically, I think it's only been like 4 days, but still,
True, but I
it's
think he probably
probably
expected uh an update within like a day or two of seeing us.
Yeah, and he was also probably a bit suspicious when his dog didn't come home.
Yup, yup.
Yeah, well. Either way, for anyone not in the know, it's not an actual dog. We didn't get an actual dog killed. It's a shadow creature that looks like a dog
Yup.
and behaves a bit like a dog. So it might be. His name's Frankie. It might actually be a dog because the other shadow creature that we know, Cherry, actually used to be a normal cat before an experiment turned her into a shadow creature monster of nightmares.
Hmm.
So maybe that's what happened to Frankie too. Maybe. But we don't know, because he dead. Well,
Well,
technically he's not dead. Technically he's on Dreamscape, but
yeah,
details.
yeah. Hopefully we can bring it back. Be nice.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. We just have to convince Cherry to let us. Because Cherry didn't seem too
Yeah.
fond of Frankie.
No, that's not surprising. You know, the whole cat and dog relationship thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we'll see. We'll find out. I'm sure we'll manage, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, also, Frey, you have to start helping me and Max bully Robbie a bit. You have to, for every NPC that shows up, you have to ask if they have a shadow. It's important.
All right, sure. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Just every single one. Like there's a barber, you're going to get a haircut, ask if the barber has a shadow. Just every single NPC.
Yep.
It's very
I'm
important.
gonna I'm gonna ask Max whether Fennel has a shadow.
Honestly, that is a very good question.
Actually, has anyone
Because
asked if
that,
Fen
we
has a
can see
shadow?
that
Does guys, does
no,
Fen have a
we
shadow?
haven't. Good question. Wait, that's a very good question. Because
Do
I mean,
we
technically,
all
why
have
would
shadows?
we? I I hope so.
Shit. We might have stumbled
We
upon
should. We
something.
have to find out. We have to
Yeah,
find out.
this is something we need to do. We need to check that everyone's got shadows. I'm now picturing
Yeah.
that episode of Doctor Who in the library.
Which one? I've not seen
Oh, it's one of
Doctor
the early
Who.
ones. It's with David Tennant. They go to a planet
Mm.
that's like a mass that's pretty much just a massive library. I think the whole planet was a library. But
Oh, I want to go to.
it's empty, it's desolate because
What?
in the shadows are these is this creature that eats you. Like I think it was like coined as like shadow piranhas. And oh,
Shadow
such
piranhas.
a creepy episode. It was such a creepy episode
Yeah,
because
I can imagine.
yeah, because when they go, there's like another little group of humans who are like exploring as well, who are like oh, we're trying to figure out why everyone died here, and they got like these space suits on, and to try and avoid you realize that they've latched onto you, and you're at risk of dying and being eaten when you have two shadows. So say you look down the floor and you got
Uh-huh.
like two shadows separating from you. I was like, oh shit. So in an attempt to try and fool the creatures to not eat you, they would turn off their system that's like their speech suit that's keeping them alive and turn off the light so you can't
Oh,
see the visor either.
okay.
You can't see their face through the visor anymore, and everything's shadow, as if like oh, everything's shadow. There's nothing alive. There's no light. There's nothing to eat. But because you can't see the person's face anymore, and they're speaking through they're speaking through like a microphone. Suddenly they just start repeating the same phrase over and over again, and then it's like
Mm-hmm.
the main character like turns around, looks at them, and the body suddenly kind of leans forward a little bit. You see a skull press up against the visor. It's like ah, fuck.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, and then
That's super cool.
and then they start walking because like these shadow piranhas have actually taken control of the spacesuit and then they're walking around.
I mean, yeah, obviously, what they move through shadows. So when you create shadows with this, with the stuff you're wearing on yourself.
Yeah,
So they could. Oh, that's
it's
horrifying.
a
I like
it's
that
a great
a
episode.
lot.
It's really well.
It's horrifying.
It's really yeah. It's good. It's a good episode. If anyone hasn't watched Doctor Who, David Tennant's that episode, great. Don't know why I'm
I
advocating
think
for
I've seen
Doctor Who
one
now.
episode of well, because it's a good show. I
It's
don't
a
know.
good show. It is a good show.
I've not seen it. I've seen one episode of Doctor Who. I've seen one episode, and it's the episode with the weeping angels.
Oh, again,
Because my
probably
sister hated
probably
me.
the scariest creature, in my opinion.
Yeah,
That Doctor Who have done.
they are insane.
Oh, absolutely terrifying. Which is great. So
Yeah.
cool.
Wait, didn't we have something in one of Max? Didn't we have something in Max's campaigns? I think in the last one that moved when you didn't look at it.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I I could
What
swear
was
there
it?
was something. Was there?
That
I,
rings a
I
bell.
don't.
I think you're
Was there
right, but I can't remember what it
in the
was.
temple with the purple in the temple with the purple devourer, the temple of Ayun that we were in?
Yeah, but
Was there
wasn't that?
something that no? Was
But that
there?
was just the Purple Devourer controlling those things. It
Yeah.
wasn't a only move when you're looking at it or not looking at it kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. So it wasn't then. Ah, when the fuck was it? Well, maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe that didn't happen. I don't know, but I feel like it did. Also, oh, no, that's going too far. I can't be sharing random anecdotes from last campaign. No, fuck that, I can. So in last campaign, there were very few Warforged because they were like a very special creation that were very rare, and one Warforged that we know live with this powerful mage in Zambros, and it wasn't the best build Warforged. It had some issues, and we found out about one of those issues, wanting to be human, um, in a very disturbing way. Because we slept there. We slept there for a night, and one of the player characters woke up because the Warforged was cutting off their hair. Like they woke up from the Warforged like.
Oh, so we've lost Leonie. So again, it's time for an ad. What ad do we want to do today? Don't know what ads to put up. I don't. It's really hard to keep track as to what makes a good ad or what products to do because there's so many options. You so should really use me. Me who can not decide what to do. So I have developed a system where I just randomly come up with things. I will do your ads for you. I will promote anything you do or don't want to promote. You know, do you have a bunch of wheels that's for a unit? Yes, you can have those. I will promote it for you. And we're back. Or are we? Leonie? I think Leonie is not got sound. You're back
Right.
now.
Okay. What segment did you do?
Oh,
What did you
I
advertise this time?
I promoted my services to promote services.
Nice. I like that. That's clever.
Yeah, well, I couldn't decide what to promote, so I thought, yeah, I might just promote me. Yeah,
Right.
no,
I have no idea where I cut off, but I knew it was by talking about scary androids cutting off hair.
yeah. No, we got the cutting off hair part.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of the few scary moments of that campaign.
That was really weird. I don't know if it was scary, but it was really, really weird.
It's such a weird moment.
I don't think any of us knew how to react to that or what to do with it because
No.
yeah, because it was happening. We were letting it happen. It's like, oh, what do we do with this? Like, it's such a
How are we
curveball.
supposed to
It's
react to
yeah, it's
it?
it's a situation you just wasn't expecting to be part of. It wasn't expected like to, or to be subjected to, or that you would need to have an opinion of. And it's like, fucking hell, I have no idea. Such a curveball.
Yeah, it was wild. That's just the best word to describe anything that happened last campaign.
Yeah,
Wild.
yeah. Oh dear. It's a shame we haven't got the whole campaign recorded.
Yeah. I mean, we do have
We've
a
got a
lot of the
decent chunk
good
of it.
bits.
Yeah, we've
Like
got a
it's
decent chunk of it.
yeah. It is quite a shame that we didn't record the bits in like the stuff in the vault,
Hmm.
and then I don't think we even have the bit with the gemstone and putting that together. So that's a shame.
When Corvid died.
Well, no, well that's very early. That I wasn't even there for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, that's right. That was before you.
I meant the bit where Deca stole the gem from us with a
Oh
wish
yeah,
spell after right after we put it together like
yeah. Yep.
a little dickhead.
Yep. 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 Oh, so many good
So I
moments.
don't think we recorded that. You know,
No, I don't think so. So many good moments, and we
I
will
think we started
make.
recording after that.
Anyway, we'll make plenty more
Mm,
great moments like that in this campaign, which anyone watching
yes,
will be more than welcome to experience with us or experience after we've experienced it if you don't like to watch things live and would rather watch it recorded.
yes. Go watch us. We are we're very amusing and very angsty.
especially
Um,
our Sunday group. If you don't want
yeah,
angst,
yeah.
the Tuesday group. We've got different
Oh
groups to
well, we have some angst.
some angst, but it doesn't compare. What's the
No.
Friday group like? Have you watched any of that yet?
I've not watched any of it because I was there for both sessions. But I also played the Friday, so
Oh, you're
yeah.
playing. Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, you're playing the
Uh,
Friday.
yes, I do. It's a
I
bit insane,
thought
but
I thought it
yes.
was just Robbie and
Uh,
Max.
no, Robbie, me, and Max are all three involved. So all three of us are involved in all 3 or 4 games. We have zero free time. Um, it's not. It's so far. It's not been angsty, but we've had 2 sessions so far, so there's still put this.
Early
We can
days.
get there.
But it is a
We
different
can get
DM.
there.
It is a different DM. Max is the player in that
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm. Max is a player, Robbie's CMing, and it's a completely different world too. It's not set in Kozak. It's not set in Kozak. It's set in a homebrew world made by Robbie. Uh, yeah,
Yeah. So if you want to see what
it's
Max is
very
like as
different.
a player instead of a DM, probably start watching the Friday sessions.
Oh, but you should also definitely check out the one shot we did where Jack DM'd for a bit,
Oh, that was a good
which
one.
was inspired by classic literature.
Hmm.
Um, which had us playing different characters from literature going up against the Sheriff of Nottingham. Um, which watch the first half of that. It's very very entertaining. We all have very fascinating, fun characters. Um, Especially Max, just his entrance, uh, perfection.
Yeah, Max really, really had a lot of fun with that one. That was great. I think we all did in the end. It was,
Yeah.
yeah, we clearly really enjoyed the characters that we'd come up with, and we just wanted
Yes.
to roleplay.
It was a yeah. The first half of that one shot was just perfection. It was
Hmm.
so much fun. I've never laughed that hard in my life.
That was great.
Also, hello Robbie.
Hello.
Oh, Robbie's here.
I am. How are you guys? I managed to join in kind of late, but here we
Yay!
are.
It's all good.
What were y'all
Uh,
chatting
we've
about?
we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about so many fucking topics.
Everything.
We've
True.
decided that Tritons lay eggs.
Yeah.
The huh?
Um,
Who lays eggs?
we
Tritons.
Tritons, all of them.
Oh dear. Did you just say all of them?
All
Yes.
of them.
Uh,
Yo.
we have lots of theories about what's gonna happen when we go back to Alexia because Max hinted at something happening
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
at
he
something
did.
being
Did.
prepared. There is creepy baby theories about Snow Bear,
Yeah. Yeah.
soul
Oh.
transfer, unborn baby theories. What else was it? Lots of talk about the last campaign, about the previous campaign, so you didn't miss too
Makes
much
sense.
there.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Also, if we ever run into a child of the Was it fuck? Was it Moonbeam? Was it Moonbeam Frey?
Yeah.
Or
No,
yeah,
wait.
I was right. Yeah,
Oh,
Moon.
Oh wait. What was their last name? Sorry, I'm also
Um,
trying to just sort out Robbie's camera.
Moon something.
There we go.
So if you ever run into a family member of the Moon something family,
Yeah.
do not give them powerful magic artifacts,
Yeah.
and especially weapons. They cannot be trusted with them, not
Yeah.
because they're evil, but because they will lose them, and you
It's
will never see them again.
they've got a family history of losing powerful artifacts.
oh
Fucking
dear.
do.
Yeah, well, I guess Fennel shouldn't give them whatever he has in his pocket. The big old
No!
rock.
Oh, we didn't even
Oh,
talk about that.
never see it again. Yeah, we've not covered that yet.
The other
That
people
is
talk
also
about the
happening.
elephant in the room. Our party needs to talk about the rock in the room. Or the rock
Desperately,
in his
yes.
pocket. Which sounds like a euphemism, but it's not.
Yeah, is that
It's not. Nope.
Are you excited to see me, or was that a rock in your pocket? It's like, actually, it's just a rock.
Oh!
That's how you can. That's how you actually can say to Gil when you meet. That's perfect. That's how it should go.
Did you guys have a conversation or plans about how Fennel and Sienna will finally have more than one conversation?
Not how.
We touched on it.
Uh-huh. And?
Well,
You kind of lost track.
hopefully first conversation will lead into a lot more.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It's kind of
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what we said.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully. Well, the last one was more
Heated.
like, yeah,
Mhm,
heated,
mhm.
and
And
Sienna being more of
completely
a
about a different
messenger.
character.
What?
And it was completely about a different character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
So
you know,
it's the only
it's a start. You know, we can start debating Thorn. I think is what I suggested.
Yes.
Dating
That
Thor.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, let's do that.
concept of Thorn.
Good
Mm.
idea. I think you should do it.
Oh, also, Robin, something we realized. We should check in with Frankie's friend guy, the guy that
I
gave us
think
a
we should check
Be
task.
right
in
back.
on Frankie, guys. I feel like we should go save him.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, also
What do
that.
you think about
Mm.
new hair? What do you think?
Wait, sorry, I can't see the screen. Show me, show me. It's loading.
Ta-da!
It's loading very fast. Ooh, I love how extreme it is. I
So
love
see,
it.
when I
The
turn on
colors look
like
amazing.
this side, I can be Van, and when I turn on this side, I can be Alicia. Boom.
Oh, it's Alicia.
Problem
That is
solved.
cool.
Not that
That's
it
pretty
was a
cool.
problem before, but
No, but
but
wait,
yeah.
don't they both have blue hair? No, wait, no, Ven
No,
has
they
blue skin,
don't.
purple hair. Yeah.
I just need to like what
Yeah, I
correct my
corrected
face
myself.
too. No, I have actually a wig that's very similar to Ven's hair. It was from my Kadia Kali cosplay. Just very, very changed over the years. But hey, um, Frey left us. Where the hell did he go? He disappeared. He's
He
left.
died.
Oh
He
no.
died. Rest in peace.
Ah,
We'll ask Max all about your character's secrets.
yes. Yeah. Oh look,
Sorry,
he's coming back.
I fell in a cave. I came back
Oh
20
shit.
hours later.
Oh my god, you know what I just realized?
Well,
Fennel
I
is
think it's more like a minute.
literally that cave diver meme.
No, no, he's not.
I mean, he went into a cave that he probably shouldn't have gone into,
Yeah,
so
but he didn't really have a choice. I
well, he
think.
could have stayed
I
outside the
I
cave.
assume. Wait, could he? He was being chased, right? So
I think he was running away. Was he being chased?
What,
Yeah.
into the cave?
Yeah, I
No,
don't think so.
no.
Because then, like, they would have just
Oh,
followed him
never
into the
mind. You
cave.
could have not gone into that stupid cave,
Yeah,
dumbass.
yeah. No, he didn't. Well, he he did go into the cave. He wasn't forced into it by some kind of chase or anything like that.
But yeah, it's not like at the top of the entrance of the cave it said, "Do not enter. If you do, it will be 20 years by the time you take a nap."
Time
The
cave.
ca-
Enter here to be transported into the future. And I was like,
we should.
oh, yeah, okay.
Sounds good. Sign me up.
Yeah, I'm sick of this year.
Yep, that's something good deal.
Interesting how it all kind of happened at the right time. It kind of, the
Yeah.
characters meeting and all that. I don't remember if this was like on stream or off stream or via text, but me and Max were talking about last session and how essentially the party had just shown a big middle finger to the soothsaying Nimbus entire ideal and
Yep.
their entire society. Like, oh, you think you have a plan? I don't think so. Not with this group of fellas. No, was
It
very
would be
polite of
pretty
that
fun.
assassin. Oh.
It would be pretty fun if there's a thing where like people that look into the future can't take us into account, because
Mm.
from the way they talk, it's almost like they know what's going to happen. Like they know fate, they know what's bound to happen, what has to happen. It would be very fun if the group of us is just like, yeah, we exist outside of fate. You can't predict us. We're
I mean,
anomalies or something.
yeah, it is said that Ven is kind of immune to their things, so we don't exactly know why, other than that he was made to defeat them. But what does that entail, other than that his parents chucked him into some sort of thing in the Shadow family? He's good to go, guys.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Interesting
I'm
though that.
curious to
And
know.
also, Finel's.
Mhm.
No, I'm curious to find out as well what is it about Van that makes them so special against them.
Well,
I reckon
he's
you're
a
on the right
big
track.
genie.
I reckon you're on the right track with it being some kind of immunity or resistance to mind control and influence or over the mind.
Yeah, I think so too, and not being silenced essentially, especially because of his abilities he gained. Very curious. It's also very interesting that the priest guy of the Corthian Immortals, I forgot his name, was kind of saying a similar thing of like,
Oh,
oh, the
Alistair.
end of the world is near. Like, okay, we're very chill about this, I guess. Like, all right.
Yeah. To be fair, last time he didn't see shit coming. Like he was also there 20 years ago when all that happened, and he didn't say shit. So
Okay, because it
I
wasn't the end of
don't
the
know.
world. He knew
He's
he
just
knew
a
it
chill
wasn't the end of the
guy.
Yeah,
world.
the future knowing dragon Umbris, he didn't know we would stop him. So everyone else looking into the future also shouldn't know we would stop him. So how he also he nearly died on Ishwahi when Ishwahi came up. He nearly fucking died. He was there. We rescued him. I think. I think. Did we? I
You
think.
think?
Yeah, I think we rescued him. Yeah, I mean he's alive, so we must have, right?
Sound logic. Sound logic. Yep, I see.
Yeah. I think he died there and we resurrected him or something, or maybe we just took his corpse and someone else resurrected him. I don't know. Max, confirm what the fuck we did.
We'll find out, I'm
Jesus
sure.
Christ, guys. Maybe
Yeah,
he's
we
had
we
like
did a
some
lot of
sort
shit
of.
last campaign. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. From what I've heard, yeah,
Yeah.
lots of things happened. And sometimes guys go, ah, dang, we should have dealt with that guy in last campaign. I'm like, well, why the fuck did you? Now it's my problem. What is wrong with?
We even said that during this stream now.
Yeah.
Because like something that's been like the Awoken have been mentioned, and that was like the overarching enemy for the last campaign. And then it's like, oh,
Mm,
even when we killed like the guy who started the cult, or like the main guy,
mm,
none of our characters said in their like, oh, this is what they do for the rest of their lives, or what they do beyond the campaign kind of thing. None of them were
mm.
hardcore. I need to hunt down the rest of the Awoken. Not a single one of them
Yeah.
said that.
Nope.
To be fair, I think
Between 5 players, none of them.
Nope.
our main thing will be soothsaying Nimbus and the Everlight in this
Yeah.
campaign rather than the
Mm.
Awoken.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But it was just a funny comparison that none of
Also,
us
all
kind
the
of thought.
And
skill
somebody
is
else can
funny.
handle Awoken, like
Yeah, yeah,
Korthak,
yeah.
you deal with that shit. That's your domain. We got
Yeah. Yeah.
too much on our plates.
The guy who can hit
Yeah. Seriously.
fucking steamroll over anyone.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Um yeah, it'll be, well, I want to say fun, but it'll probably be terrifying knowing Max. To find out all the secrets, especially because like the I don't know why, but the Everlight gives me like such like eldritch horror vibes rather than like
mm,
just a light god
yeah.
vibe. I don't know why. Just this like all-consuming thing. Hell no, brother. Hell no.
Which, to be fair, with those three, like with the three brothers, that's very fair, because they aren't really like people. You can't imagine them as people. They're not
Yeah,
individuals as much as they're entities. Like the
constructs.
like in all the way he's ever been described is just a mass of shadows in black with orange gigantic eyes, many eyes, and that's not for me. That's cute and cuddly, but for most people, that is not cute and cuddly. And for me, it's just cute
Oh
and
fuck
cuddly
you,
because of
cuddle a
Mel's character.
shadow.
Just, I don't know, you try very hard.
You kind of stand so your shadow is cuddling their shadow instead of actually trying to.
Yes, exactly.
See,
And because it's in the dream world, it's possible.
I guess anything's possible in the dream world. Who knows?
Yes.
Did I
Especially when
tell
you
you
belong to a
about?
certain family.
That's what I reckon. I think that was one of the theories we had, is maybe Snowbear was connected to dreams.
Mm.
Oh, interesting. Maybe, yeah.
It's like childhood dreams and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. As like a possible way that some as to how they came alive.
Interesting,
And then
interesting.
Frey hit me with the maybe Thordain had an unborn twin whose soul got put into the snow bear.
That's really fucking dark, but it would be very
Ah,
interesting.
There was a thread.
It's
It made
yeah.
sense.
it's worse. It gets worse, Robbie.
It does get worse.
Oh
Yeah, it does
dear.
get worse.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm wondering if now that Thaddeus won't be as present, will Snowbear kind of go with us, or will he stay with him?
Probably stay with Thordain, right?
Oh man, we can't torture Max to do that voice.
I
Oh
Oh, this has been happening. We lose Leonie from
yeah,
time to time. Normally at this
yeah.
point, I give
I
an
know.
ad and I promote something that doesn't exist.
I see. I see. Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Sell it to me.
Do you like phones? Well, I got something better for you. It's called Two Fingers. You've got it on you all the time. It never gets in the way. You don't need to pocket for it. It is your hand. It's there. It's always there. What was that? Ring? Ring? Oh, hi, Max? Yeah. No, yeah, I'm free to come see you now. Sorry, yeah. No, this stream isn't important. Look, it's amazing. It's just on hand because it is your hand.
Oh my god, you should name it that. On hand.
On hand cell phones.
Amazing.
You're welcome.
I'll buy 100.
Yeah. You look a bit weird with 100 hands, but everyone needs that much.
oh,
Hey.
I
huh?
was I was just selling
Welcome back, Lynn.
I was selling on hand cell phones.
Oh, nice. Good, good.
Do you want to see it?
Um.
No.
Fair.
Oh, I wanna show it
Oh,
again.
ah. Hello. Oh yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. Oh, great. Oh, the president says that I'm now the king of the world. So brilliant. Yeah.
The
Wow, that's
president
D
of
and
what?
yeah, it's a D&D for everyone. What, the president? What do you mean the president of what? The president?
the
Of
president, the
course,
Yeah.
one, you know.
of course.
If you don't know who the president is, then you've been living under a rock.
I mean,
A
I live in
rock
Gex
in
Machina,
Finel's
so that's not
pocket.
exactly.
Speaking of dreams, I don't know if I told you, Leonie, about my
Mhm.
dream that I had.
Oh, you did not.
Uh, okay, just for context, before this, I had had a really bad nightmare, and I did tell Cassie about it, and her response was, "Well, I had a dream about going to the beach with my sister." I'm like, "Brandon, what the fuck?" But afterwards, I had a dream about the Sunday party.
Uh huh.
Uh, and we were going to some like noble ball, like dinner party event thing, something something. And Thorn and Sienna were off doing their thing, like chatting. Thorn probably brooding in a corner, but for some, there was this like
Yeah.
one bitchy ass elf noble lady who was just like a essentially medieval version of a Karen, and I don't know why, but like in my dream, Fennel had to kill her for some reason. And he did, and he delivered some sick ass line that I don't remember.
Uh
Um,
huh.
I think that's the saddest
just
part.
killed her secretly. Um, and Van found out. I think he saw it happen or something. I was like, "Oh, it's okay. I'll help you hide the body." And that's when I woke.
You know what? That might as well be a prophecy. That checks out. All of that. That will happen. Gil
Maybe.
will be like. Gil will be like, I'm gonna kill all of you unless you, Finel, wink wink, kill this lady for me. To prove that you can still work with me. And then we're gonna go to that ball, and it's gonna happen exactly like that.
Imagine a reverse situation where Fennel tries to stab himself with a butter knife, misses, and he kills somebody else.
Oh, what the? I mean, technically,
Technically, it
that's how
can
that would
happen,
work.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. I,
That would be
I
very
mean,
funny.
I'm
That'd be
not going
great.
to, but
Imagine he
it
like tries to
no.
sacrifice himself so one of the other
But
party
he
members
takes the
doesn't
wrong
die and
knife.
then like stabs like the person on accident with the
Oh,
panel.
but also, what if you next to a party member? Does the knife accidentally stab a party member? Because
I guess it's
oh
whoever's kind of within reach or something. Well, I don't know. It's yeah. At that point, you'd have to randomly pick someone.
Yeah,
yeah.
roll a d6. I don't know why, but Fennel using the butter knife reminds me of this very old quote from a very niche Minecraft YouTube video, but it's just
Right.
joke's on you. I wanted you to stab me because now you don't have a knife. Oh, never mind. Imagine though, like they stab you and you just don't let them have the knife back. Nope, it's staying
It's
there
mine
now. You
now.
don't get to have it back. Yep,
yeah.
finders
What
keepers.
what would you want with this?
Stab me again. Shit, man, that's fucked up.
You've already done it once. Come up with something new.
Yeah.
Be more creative.
What is Fennel's other weapon of choice if you could pick other than the
Well,
knife
his
slash dagger?
thing was supposed to be about tridents,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and he did use one at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has and actually it has a secret function which I never used because I named the weapon Try This Knife
Yeah, I
because
You
know.
the
did.
whole point was again like kind of it was supposed to be a trident. It was retractable and that was all fine, but at any point he could push a button and it would fire the center prong.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah. No, you did. I think you did use that
I
once.
don't know if I
I don't think
shot it.
so.
I've used the trident a couple of times, but I don't think I ever shot the center prong.
No, you haven't. I would have remembered that.
Oh, I feel
Um,
like you did.
oh, I can't remember. I don't know, maybe I did, and it wasn't as funny of a moment as I wanted it to be. But like
Maybe, maybe.
my thought process was, like you're doing a one-on-one with someone. It's tied that, haha, you can't get to me, or maybe they're too far, you can't reach me, even with like your long reach thing. Like, that's what you think.
That is pretty great.
Or when
It
like
would
two
be very
people like
funny if
lock
you could like
swords, it's
pull
like,
them
oh
back.
yeah, try to push back and forth as I just shoot the prong
Into their face. That
into
would be
their
pretty
forehead,
funny.
just
I
like
feel like
ah.
we need to get Fennel an immovable rod. I feel like
Yes.
he would flourish with that magic item.
Oh no, the possibilities.
Yeah, technically the Tuesday party got immovable harpoons, which you can throw at
Yeah.
people and then they stick into them and then they're
Yeah.
immovable. So I feel like you would like that.
That
He
sounds
would, he
like
would.
that sounds like the kind of thing Fennel would love. Make it another dagger. I'm convinced now that Fennel's thing is fucking daggers.
One day he'll just open his coat and it'll just be filled with like different daggers. You want some knives, kids? I got all sorts.
Yep,
Um,
I'm
I
convinced.
wonder what
It's all
would be.
about
Yep, yep,
no, it's all about daggers.
makes sense. Every like gift he gets for the party members is a dagger that then he will use.
What to get
Sorry, I'm
on his
gonna borrow
birthday?
this.
Oh, it's just. Do you know that sound where it's just like, what did you get him? I got him a kitty. What did you get him? I got him a kitten. And that's just Fennel, but everyone got him a knife. It's just like, what did you get him? I got him a knife. Oh yeah, okay.
We need to get him like a kit for making knives, but it's just like almost like Lego pieces of like,
A
different hilts,
build a
different
knife
ends, and
set.
different blades. So he can like mix and match his own however he
That
wants.
sounds great.
This is the one thing that like I'm sad that Max doesn't do dates is like we can't set when our characters' birthdays are.
True.
Yeah.
Because then like how do you bring it up like just like kind of random Tuesday like oh it's my birthday guys lol I decided this session it's my character's birthday fuck you all.
Imagine you forget that session though, and like a year passes. It's like, oh, it's my birthday, guys. Like, dude, it's only been like 2 months.
Well, where I come from, multiple birthdays.
Actually it's my birthday month guys. I can't believe there's people who do like birthday weeks.
I do that.
Fuck me man.
Yeah, that's
What?
what?
Well, I don't celebrate every single day, but it's like, why not celebrate over the course? Because not everyone's free on
Mm.
your birthday.
Oh yeah, but that's
Oh yeah,
different.
no,
That's
that
different
of
when you're like
course, but like,
celebrating with different people. But it's like birthday week is when people expect gifts the entire week
Oh
and
no,
for
no, no,
the same people
that's a
too.
whole other level. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
yeah.
No. That's what I meant for like celebration the entire week. I'm like, man, it's hard enough to like organize one day. I ain't doing this shit for an entire week.
Well, that's why it's when it's your birthday, you do it for somebody. Yeah, somebody else does it for you.
Ha!
Uh,
If only.
See, I'm the organizer in my friend group, so no.
Same.
I organize all the No, I'm kidding. I don't, but sometimes. We had a nice little thing that we organized for a friend this year. We went to a D&D themed cafe. It was very
Oh
nice. We got blessed with
yes,
nice
with the
weather.
cocktails.
Yes! When the waiter
Yes,
came up
that's
to
so
us and was
cool.
like, so which one do you want? The slightly gay or the more gay one?
The slightly gay or the more gay one.
To be fair, we started it because we called the like I ordered the sorcerer's meta magic cocktail. Because of course I did. And they brought it out and it was literally like a rainbow colored cocktail, you know, like red, yellow, blue, whatever, with like a little heart. And I was like, oh, of course, that's the one I get. You know, my gaydar, it's there. And then after that, he approached my friend and asked that. I was like, oh no, they heard me. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to tell if I'm gay, right, guys?
Yeah,
Wait, you're
extremely.
gay?
Oh shit. He knows.
What?
What? Oh,
Everything
dang,
about
that
me
changes
just
everything.
screams straight, you know, especially with this new
Yeah.
haircut.
Yeah, of course it is. You
Yeah.
know, I don't
Just
know.
all
I
the
thought I'd come up with something on the
heterosexualness.
fly to justify how it's straight, but no.
See, that's how you know it's bad. You can't even make up a thing.
Yeah.
I know you got a
Oh
very
man.
even straight split.
Shit,
Oh.
I should have done it in
Oh.
Should have done
zigzags.
it wavy.
Shit, wait, hold on. You know, it's actually very funny when they do overlap, it does make it look like it's purple.
Nice.
It's very cool. Color theory. Woo! Um, shout out to my mom for dyeing my hair. You're a real one, mom.
You're a
I
real
don't
one.
Shout out to Robbie's mom.
It took like 3 hours to do this, by the way.
Really? Well,
Damn.
Because we had to bleach one side,
Ah.
and then you wait 45 minutes, and then you dye it, and then you wait another 40 minutes, and then washing it off, and
Yeah.
then drying, and then oh,
Yeah.
it's
It
fine
takes a
though.
lot of
Worth
time.
it. Worth it. Have you guys ever dyed your hair?
nope.
This
It's
isn't
worth
my
it.
natural hair color. It's
That
not
that
too far off.
Oh,
it's a yes or no
It's not.
question, Leonie.
Okay. Yes.
it looks very
Many.
nice though.
Thanks. I don't think I've had my natural haircut ever since I met you, Robbie. I'm trying to think. I
Yeah,
don't think I've
you
had it.
haven't. You haven't.
No.
Um,
So
it's
I mean,
very
this is
funny.
very close, but no.
I was talking to Cassie about dyeing my hair because I was still thinking about it back then. And before that, we were talking about Thorn and stuff. And she was like, "Oh, I sometimes thought about dyeing my hair pink." And I was like, "What? Are we all gonna like dye our hair pink and in solidarity? What's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, don't dye your hair pink for Thorn." And I'm like, "I'm not dyeing my hair pink for Thorn. What the fuck?" Imagine the
You
entire
aren't? I
party.
thought we were all doing that.
Yeah, we're all on
What?
Team Thorn, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
technically. Technically
are we?
we are.
Wait.
Wait, are
I,
we?
we're not! We're not! Wait, we're not!
What's the
We're
other
not.
theme?
Team
Me.
Siren?
Oh, okay, then
Well,
yeah, we.
well, we're not on Team Siren.
Well,
Yeah,
I
are
guess
we
you could
not?
be on Team Fennel. There seems to be a bit of a rivalry there for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, yeah. One-sided.
One-sided.
Wait, does Fennel know in the end?
Well, it's she's not exactly been friendly,
No,
Yeah,
no,
true.
she's not.
so he suspects that she's got some kind of a problem with him.
Can you imagine Thorn at like an HR like meeting for like
Imagine the company gets HR.
I mean, wouldn't that just be Sienna though?
It probably would
shit?
just be, which is not well.
Damn.
Yeah.
You can't. You're biased.
True, yeah.
Ah! Good point. Well, that does mean I
You're not
can't,
qualified.
because I shouldn't.
I didn't realize up until recently that all of HR people would get like psychology degrees and stuff like that. I had no idea that was a requirement.
It's funny because
Yeah,
it
okay,
makes
But
that's
sense
kind of
that that
funny,
would
but
be a requirement, but I didn't
yeah, it
really
does.
think that it actually was
yeah.
one.
Yeah, cause my friend is going to like psychology courses for uni and stuff. It's like, oh, these fucking HR people, and I'm like, HR people are in psychology. What the? They're going there for like evil reasons, so they know how to
Evil
ruin your day.
reasons.
Yes, they're going there for evil reasons, obviously. What else
Exactly.
would they be there for?
Oh, just kidding. HR people at my work are actually pretty nice. Shout out to my HR people at my work. You were real ones.
I think
We
I
don't
think
have
you guys
any,
are the
so.
best.
The
you're,
one
you're
person I
cool. You're
know.
cool.
I mean, they're in charge of me, so yeah, they're cool. Hell yeah, brother.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Can you, like, what do you think would be our characters' like real world careers?
Oh, we've
What do
talked
you
about
think?
this before. I don't remember my answer though. Um.
Oh,
Hmm.
I don't know. What would
Like, what do you think
Fennel?
they would want to be, and what would be realistic for them to be?
I feel like Fennel would love to be an influencer who travels.
Nice.
Oh, they
I
would.
thought you were gonna say knife
Yeah, have like
connoisseur or
no,
something
that, like
like that.
actually having like some kind of like a blog or a channel or something that
Mm.
pays for him to keep traveling.
Mm. Like a travel blog.
Mm,
That would be cool.
I feel like realistically, she might be a firefighter.
Oh,
You
interesting.
know, something physical, but also
Mm.
saving people. Yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
But what would
nice.
you want to be?
Yeah, what would she want to be? What does Sienna want to be now?
If only she know.
I mean, you
No,
as a
but actually,
player do have
Framey
ideas.
had a very interesting conversation about that too, because he asked if Thorn were to be okay, if Thorn were to be content, what would Sienna
Mhm.
do?
Yeah,
And
that's a good question.
the answer was if Sienna ever gets to retire from like adventuring or whatever, that it was sort of a she found like a not necessarily a charity, but like a place where people can come and heal, like sort of as therapy practice.
Like a
Yeah, it's
resort
the
of
same
some
word.
kind, healing resort.
Yeah, yeah, with like therapy for people where they can be happy and just so they can help people.
Oh,
I guess she could also do that in the real world. Yeah, you know what?
yeah, make
Fuck it. She can also do
competitions
that
and
in the real
furniture.
world.
Like a physical therapist.
Yeah, but no. So parents' resort are very much more like hotels where you're supposed to like
Mm,
stay for a few, they're like luxury hotels. That's not what she wants to
right.
do. She wants it to be more of a permanent thing, like for like
Mm,
homeless people, for orphans, stuff like
mm,
that. But people don't have another place to go. So that is
right.
something I can imagine her doing at the end of the campaign if they if
Hear me out.
she lives that long.
Okay, don't bring that into existence. But Ven actually wants. I mean, I have an idea for him that he would like to open up an orphanage at some point,
Oh,
or like a house for like kids that maybe are considered too strange or have magical powers, or things like that. They would be considered outcasts. So he could teach them, especially if they have like magical powers. Say, hey, business partnership in in the
yes.
future. I mean, it's not really business because they're doing it not for profit, but
Yeah, they're doing it completely for free. They're losing a lot of
then
money.
and then Fennel would show up a few times to show them his cool collection of knives, and then be like, "No, stop!"
Not the butter
Oh,
knife.
give the kid knives. He stabbed the child.
Jesus,
He stabbed the
every
child.
every juggling trick is a gamble.
Jesus Christ!
Actually, you should try that. You should try juggling with a butter knife. I want to see Max's face when you
Oh
see
Yeah,
my
you do
god.
that.
I'd like to see that too.
You're
That'd be funny.
Ben's not gonna get a gray hair from like Frederick or the Soothsaying Nimbus. He's gonna get it from Fennel playing with his life. That's what's gonna happen. Jeez Louise. How does Sienna feel now after the conflict between Ven and Thorn?
I think she's very glad that you guys resorted, solved
Resolve?
it as quickly as you did. Yeah,
Mm.
that. She was she does not like conflict.
Noticed,
She
yeah.
does not like fighting. She's not a fan. In fact, she is quite fond of peace in all its variations. So, yeah, she was very tense about everything that was going on, and now she's happy that you guys resolved it.
I feel like it's more been like back to ground zero rather than fully solve
Yeah.
it. I feel like it's still something that's gonna have to get resolved with time. But I get what you mean.
She's just
Um,
glad you're not actively fighting.
I mean, it wasn't even that much of a fight, to be honest.
I don't know. It
It
was a
was,
pretty big insult on character.
yeah. It was, but I mean, like, it wasn't an argument. It was more
No.
just like a, you know, tense, hurtful situation.
Yeah.
Hmm. See, if like this is what I told to Frey. Like, if they knew everything Ben did, then like sure, yeah, okay, I justified a little bit, but they don't. So like, where is this fucking coming from?
Uh, it's called paranoia, and Thorn has a very intense case of it.
Yeah, but also at some point, uh, can't use Siren as an excuse for everything she does. She needs to find her identity outside of Siren and everything that
Yeah.
happened. You can't live forever in that. It'll not good for you, not good for you. Same as Sienna can't always stay saving other people.
What? Yes, she can. She's
No,
very
no,
successfully doing
no.
it.
It's called the
Yes, yes,
savior
yes.
complex and it's not good.
What? What? Nah.
No, never. And she's like
Nah.
actively jumping into a volcano for Thorn or some shit.
I can so see
She
that.
would.
Jesus Christ, Leon. Poor Sienna.
Yeah, poor baby.
Like she needs to have like a well, I wanted to say girls' night, but it wouldn't be a girls like a night out with Fennel, and they can just chat,
Come
vent
on,
about their
Yeah.
let's go drink.
situation.
Let's go
Yes.
drink someone.
No. No.
At some
No.
point, jeez, we need to also remember that Zuna is back at the circus.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep,
And
that's
Cherry
getting
and Thane.
yep. Apparently,
I'm sure they're all
crazy that
fine.
Yeah.
Zuna is more of a concern because she can't communicate with anyone else.
yeah.
I have a feeling that Celeste is finding ways to work around that.
I'm
I
scared
don't
for her.
doubt it.
Loki,
A
are you
very
guys
scary
curious
lady.
as to what Celeste does on her hunt?
Oh, I know exactly what she does on her
I,
hunt.
I
How
mean,
do you know?
but
Oh, I can picture it.
but is she?
Plus, we got a
I
little
mean,
bit of
I
an
can.
insight.
Yeah, I
We
can
got a
all
little bit of
picture
an
it.
insight at the start of the campaign.
True, yeah. The aftermath of the
No, even like her finding two guys and bringing them into her bedroom
yeah,
and like kicking them
yeah,
out
yeah,
before
true.
like when she was done with them. And
Jesus.
they were and they were a bit glazed over as to what, like they didn't seem
Rough.
to be
Yeah.
fully switched on as to what was going on. Now I've got a pretty decent idea.
She's scary, man. She's
Yeah,
scary.
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
We should let her at like Frederick or something. Go get him, girl. Jesus. Speaking of which,
Also,
I'm
Robbie,
pretty.
I told Frey not to watch last week's chit chat because he hasn't yet,
Uh-huh.
and I told him not to,
Oh yeah,
so
don't.
that when a certain someone shows up,
Yeah, apparently you guys are
That shit
designing
is
crazy characters.
yes,
that shit is so stupid. I feel
it's
that
so
feels like
funny.
a fever dream now. What the fuck were we thinking? Max is
It
gonna
was
so use
late,
it
okay?
against us.
I
He's
can't
gonna
wait.
so use it
It was
against us.
late.
It was.
It
It
was late. It
was.
was hilarious at the moment. It's still funny. I still crack up.
It is. It is.
Oh,
All because of a
a
miswording.
little slip up.
Yep.
Oh. Anyway, no spoilers. I want to
No
see Frey's
spoilers. No
reaction when the
spoilers.
I,
characters appear.
yeah, I hope this character gets introduced.
Oh,
Like
I
you need to
want it
guess.
so badly.
I need to
You know.
guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like like when a new character gets introduced, you need to guess if it's the one we're
oh
talking
right,
about.
yeah. Okay, I was like I say, you want me to
I feel
guess
like he
what
will
kind of
have some
character you came up
clues.
with?
I feel like he will have some
You'll never
clues. Us
Well,
all
I haven't
last
had
week
any
and
clues.
dying on
Oh
camera.
right, yeah, okay, yeah. If you guys start cracking up, I might be able to gauge it on your
Yeah.
reactions.
Yeah, I
Which, to
will
be
probably
fair,
die laughing immediately.
yeah, same. Absolutely.
Uh, Especially because we know which voice Max will use.
You know the voice he's gonna use as well.
Yep.
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna miss this.
To be fair, Max is pretty good with voices in general.
Yeah.
Every time he does like a deep growly voice, I'm like, oh, Jesus. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh, you should listen to some of the Thurston stuff he's done. Every time he does Thurston, I just go, okay. Please stop. It's so cool. It's very cool. I
oh,
honestly, I have to go back and listen to some of the Thurston stuff because it's fun.
I love
Yeah.
Thurston.
I,
Chill guy. You know, he's just a chill guy. Wanting some chaos.
mm.
You
If he
know,
wants chaos, he should fund the fucking Tuesday party. He should fund them. He should support them. He can get all the chaos he wants there.
They should be like his representatives. Although Alicia's
Yeah.
already taken, so and so is Olrin, so
I mean, technically,
mostly
so is Cal.
Cal. Mostly Cal,
Yeah.
yeah. Just Cal. I'm
Well,
surprised
Cal
Cal
already
isn't
has a
on this.
patron, technically. He's
Shit.
already
Helen,
taken.
I guess. I don't know if she's taken by what
Helen
the
is,
fuck is that
Helen is
book.
chaotic as fuck, so.
She is. Very morally grey. I can't
Frey,
tell
did you
who's
know
morally
that
grey.
someone in the Tuesday party fucked an old lady?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Oh
now you
no.
know.
Fucking hell.
And
She
not
slept with
just
an old lady.
any old lady. Our fucking enemy who tried to kill us,
Yeah.
old lady.
Yeah.
Who wasn't always an old lady, but she decided
Uh
to
huh.
fuck her after she became an old lady, which is even more
Yeah.
freaky.
What?
Yeah. Not before, but after.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole
It's
thing.
even worse with context, so we're not gonna bother you with it. That's probably
Tuesday is
not even
wild.
like the
Is
craziest
that my
thing
new
that's
favorite
happened.
word?
Like
Nope.
a fucking snail just slamming into the city because of someone and exploding on impact. Try not snail slug. Rest
Yeah,
in
poor
peace,
Chloe.
Chloe. You will be remembered.
I remember hearing
Oh yes,
something about the
definitely.
snail
Yeah,
when it was happening.
fucking
Well,
dead.
yeah, he
He
did.
just splattered onto the
He's very
side of a
dead.
mountain.
And we lost the other three. Their
Yeah.
submarine vessel. probably being sold this very second.
Well, they'll probably be
Um,
safer than with us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Probably. Definitely.
Unless they end up in some soup.
Yeah. I don't think people eat them. I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
There's some freaky people out there. You never know.
We did
Like Helen.
theorize
Yeah.
that maybe the whole reason people were fighting over Ishvahi was for oversized caviar.
No. Stop.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
cause we said the Tritons lay
Yes,
eggs.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Jesus
Okay.
fucking
Good.
Christ. You fucking.
No,
That's
that was
so
it. Well, okay.
gross.
No, to be fair, it was sort of also my fault because I mentioned that first. So.
Okay, I have a question. Is it like a seahorse situation or like a clownfish situation?
It
What's
is.
going on
It
here?
is now.
Which one?
It's
The
both.
clownfish or the
Both.
seahorse?
It's both. Does that mean
Okay.
Fennel can have a
Well,
child?
it can't be a sea. It can't really be a seahorse situation because they don't lay eggs.
Yes, they.
Right. True. Wait.
Well,
Are
I
seahorses
mean, they have
mammals?
eggs. No, they're fish. They do have eggs. They're just in their like little pouch thing, aren't they?
Oh, well,
Right. I have no idea.
I don't.
So,
I don't know.
Fennel. Can Fennel lay eggs?
Well, according to Leone, Fennel can, and Max has yet to reply. So,
Yes, seahorses do have eggs,
oh right, okay.
Okay. Okay.
but clownfish
So,
also do. But the thing is, like, if there's not enough females, the male will turn into a female. Man, I wish I was a
yep.
fucking fish, bro. What the fuck? Like, you can just wake up one day like, ah, shit, not enough women. Don't mind if I do. Boop. Changed my gender.
But also, there's always a risk of getting eaten. So, you don't want to be a
If
fish.
I get eaten, then survival of the fittest. So
Right. Okay.
I get to float around the ocean 90% of my fucking life. Sign me up, dude. I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about taxes or
Yeah, but you have
COVID.
to
I
worry
can
about
just be like a
sharks
little
and
thing.
whales that might just
Sharks
swim
don't
by and
eat
accidentally eat
seahorses.
you. But they might accidentally. You know how big those fuckers are. Do you know how tiny
Well, you
seahorses
know
are?
what? It's fine. I accept my fate, getting eaten by a shark.
Okay.
If I get to be a cute little seahorse.
Right.
Which
That's
animal would
fair.
you guys want to be?
Well,
What
which
is
one would
this?
we, if we were an animal, or which one would we like to be? That's a
Which one would you
different
like to
question.
be?
Ooh.
Realistically, I'd
Hmm.
like to be a jellyfish because they don't have a fucking brain. I want to be just a blob floating.
Yeah.
No worries, ever.
I want to be a bumblebee. Just happily
Oh,
going around, everyone going, "Oh, a bumblebee!" when they see you. Yeah, just bumbling about.
I don't know.
come on. You can come up with something.
Yeah, I always like the idea of like being some kind of bird, like flying through the air,
Mm.
or even being a sea creature would be fun. Something that swims quite a bit. I feel like the freedom would be quite fun.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you could be like the flat things, a manta ray, the ones that
True,
just
Manta rays would be
float through the
brilliant. Oh
ocean.
my god.
true. But then even just being a dog, they just seem so happy all the time.
Ah,
Uh, a
oh yeah,
dog that
so
lives
jealous
with
of
a
dogs.
a middle class white family, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Living
So specific.
living the good life.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
Well,
that's fair.
alternatively, no wait, no, check that. Check that.
Um, Speaking of manta rays, this is like my like a signature DM thing or world building thing. I love adding in like manta ray creatures in my worlds. In the last campaign I run, there were these uh magical beings that were like ancient creatures from the time where there was like only magic. So they literally have like runes in their patterns on their bodies that humans learned from them and then like made their own runes from reading the patterns of these animals.
Oh.
Um
Oh.
I don't know if Max has like a little, I mean I know he has his like dream things getting like prophetic dreams and stuff thing, but I don't know if he has like a creature he often goes for.
Um, don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
Mm,
Max's thing is really about dreams.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's very
he
fair though.
loves his dreams.
He does.
It's still fucked up that like the one Frederick clone is literally like Freud of that world.
Yep, yep.
So if you ever try to tell me that like, but the clones are different people and they're freaking
They
literally one of
are.
them turned into Freud. All right, that man not forgivable. One part of him was enough to turn into Freud. That's bad. All right, that shit's fucked up.
I mean, yes, but not the other part. Let's not. Let's not have this discussion again.
Wait,
We can't
Frey,
have
did
it
you
every
see
live
my
stream.
infamous session 8 and session 9 notes as Elysium? Let me send it to you. Frey?
Frey,
I'm reading it.
Is
I'm
it?
reading it.
Frey.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, let me read it out loud.
Oh shit, okay. Dramatic reading.
So, session 8. Looking for the damn jelly bean.
Yeah,
Cal
that's
and
exactly
Oren. A jacket made out of unicorn. Jesus Christ. Fiendish feathery scarf. Cal finally fesses up about the dragon. It's about time. Cal and Oren fighting things in the mountain. Man, can we just go to bed? I think that means bed.
Yes,
That's how tired they were.
but
We beat up the Goliath guy. Fuck him. End of session 8. No
yeah,
sign of bed. Session
no.
9. Planning what to do now that it's calm. Bed, hopefully. Going through the tunnels to hopefully find Morgana and Brainer. Yo, Brainer's got a gun! We're in such deep shit, man. Holy moly. The shit's so deep, they then had freaky sex. Ah, yeah. And then there's a red spiral staircase on Meave's chest. Because what
Yep,
else would you
yep,
want tattooed on you?
yep,
Yeah.
yep. Just normal
Makes
things.
sense.
Yeah.
Still no sign of bed. Still
Uh-huh.
no sleep.
Nope, there
Oh.
was not.
Well, no, while they were doing the Devil's Tango, we were getting some sleep.
Yeah, but that was the end of the session.
Yeah.
Damn, found a bed, couldn't even sleep on it. Too busy having
I
sex.
cannot explain to you, like, how many days was that? Hold on. That was like, let me see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sessions that were all one day. One fucking day. Frey.
Yep.
One. Because of this fuck ass town, we're never returning to Vessel ever again after we deal with Maeve.
Which, I
Never!
repeat, is not my fault that we went there. I was not there at the session. You guys decided to pick a side quest that would lead us there.
Oh,
I
like
wasn't
Cal
there
would
for
have
you
said,
picking
yeah,
one.
sure, we can bring it for you. Shut up.
Yes, he would have, but still, I insist that the entire side quest was not my fault. It getting derailed so intensely was my fault, but
Yeah.
not us going there.
I swear to God,
You know,
really.
Details.
The Nile is a
Details
river
matter.
in Egypt, anyways. I feel like Fennel would have a great time with the Tuesday party. It would
It sounds like he should
fit
be part of the Tuesday
perfectly.
party.
No, it
Yeah.
needs to be balanced out. We can't have all the chaos on one side.
Yeah. But imagine imagine Orin and Alicia go to the Sunday and Fennel and Thorn go to Tuesday.
I actually talked to Cassie about if Alicio and Thorn would get along, and the answer was probably no. At least not in the
Does Thorn
beginning.
get along with anyone?
No, but like specifically because Alicio's a doctor.
uh,
Oh. Yeah,
fucking
okay,
hell.
no, that actually checks out.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah,
trust
and
any
he's very
doctors
like.
ever anymore.
But like, I have to
No.
get her to a dentist one day, and it's just like, come on,
Oh.
Thorn. It's not actually even a doctor. It's just a dentist. Never.
Finds a doctor of like history. It's like they're not actually a doctor, they just studied a lot. It's like, nah, tell him.
You can't trick me. No, but like also with Alicia being like very nonchalant about like pulling out needles or medical equipment, bro would not realize that it makes her uncomfortable until she like explicitly said so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
I feel
fair.
like Orin would be good for her though.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
His very down to earth nature would probably be very helpful.
probably. Why would you say guys say that like Ven is on the like chaotic, calm, or orderly side of things?
Uh,
It depends.
yeah.
Hmm.
You kind of go between the two
Because, like,
pretty evenly. Because
Yeah, I guess
there's
depends.
times where you go pretty hard into the chaos, especially when you like kill people.
Yeah.
And then there's
especially when you know,
yeah.
kill people.
But then quite a lot of the
A little
time
bit of hobby.
you're pretty chill, you're pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, true. I feel like Alicia's a little bit more stern, more orderly than Ven. But yeah, I think. Hmm. Yeah, other than the killing, I don't think Ven's done anything too chaotic.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, true.
Like even his kills aren't chaotic; they just are angsty. But yeah, so you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. And sometimes that is murdering the clones or shattered fragments of your ex best friend that tried to drown you. You
Yeah.
know, average
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Average Tuesday.
Yeah,
Happens to the
absolutely.
best of us. I mean, for Van it is fucking apparently. Good lord.
Right. How
See,
much longer do you guys want to go on for? Because we've been going on
We
for 3 hours now.
yeah. We can find our ending statements. Anyone have any important questions left to ask?
I thought you were gonna say like last things to say, like we're on fucking death row or something.
Yes.
What would your last
Yes.
meal
Choose
be?
your last words carefully.
Last closing statements.
Oh, wait. We have an NPC, right, in Tuesday, whose name is Tuco. He's a frog. And he legit has the last words of the Tuesday campaign written
Yep,
down, just in case we die.
yep. And he's gonna have to send it to all of our parents.
Yep.
Fucking
And then
hell.
he also tried to
So
like
you guys have
have
wills
us.
in the Tuesday campaign.
Yep.
We do. We also
And
have signed contracts that he can
yep.
write books about us.
And that our families will probably sue him for. Like
Yeah.
he gets all the author rights to like nobody else can write about us except for him.
Nope.
And then Alicia was like, I don't think I can do that. I'm pretty sure my family would like hunt you down.
Damn, this frog.
uh,
It's a smart frog.
yeah,
Hell
he is
yeah,
a
he
smart
is.
frog.
We love
Very
Tuco.
smart
Well, one of you not enough to sign over your life rights.
frog.
It wasn't a small enough font. Should think about it next time, just in like very tiny writing. Oh, Frey, would you like not being in the Friday campaign privileges?
Go for it.
I have art of an NPC that's gonna show up at some point. Here you go. The Winnie's face.
Nice. That
Thanks.
that looks disturbing.
Oh yeah.
I also want to see disturbing shit.
You will.
You will.
Oh, great.
At some
That's
point.
great. Yay.
Max,
What can I say? Hmm?
no,
What did you wanna say?
I was gonna say Max is pretty good at making sure that there's disturbing shit, but
Yep. No more, Max. This isn't a sign for you, okay? We had enough. Let our characters rest for a day, man.
I haven't had
Yeah.
enough. Give
Best
me
we
more.
get. No,
No,
stop!
no,
Don't
don't
listen
listen
to
to him.
him. Don't listen
Ignore
to him.
Frey.
He's fucking
Ignore Frey.
crazy.
Max, I need to know. Is it canon? Do Tritons lay eggs?
We
Important
need to know.
questions
The
are
public
being
demands to know.
We the public.
we the people
Yes.
demand answers. See, I was taught that if anyone were to have the kid, it would be Ven, but shit, my mind's being changed now. Is it gonna be Fennel? Ven's gonna have to be the dad that stepped up.
Yeah.
Fennel's gonna be the dad that's gift out.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
It's, well, if the gambling gets
wow.
worse.
Shit. I don't even know if Fennel has like processed that like if he is with Ven, technically Mark also kind of becomes a part of his responsibility at one point.
No, he hasn't processed that.
Of
Straight
course.
up, straight up, no, he hasn't.
Has Frey processed that?
Frey's processing it.
Right now.
You've
This
you've,
very
men-
second.
you've mentioned it a couple of times. It's kind of been in the back of my mind. So I really need to think about how Fennel's gonna react to this. I'll worry about that later.
My God. We cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
Which is very Fennel, so
Yeah.
True. He's gonna meet the kid and he's gonna be like, oh shit.
it's real.
Oh shit, I didn't think this far.
Well, because you did ask me how I think Fennel would react to meeting him, and I kind of thought, oh,
Yeah.
and I said I wasn't too sure because Fennel doesn't hang around kids all that often, or hasn't been subjected to kids all that much as an adult.
Subjected.
Subjected to kids. Like it's
He
fucking
hasn't suffered through them.
allergy and you're like desensitizing yourself to it.
No one's brought them to Fennel, so he hasn't had to deal with them.
Jesus.
Well,
What if
you've
he
had
stands so
some
far
training
on
dealing
kids?
with Thorn.
True, true.
Damn, damn. Shots fired, damn.
He'll be great when they become a teenager.
Will
Better.
In about a 3 years, 4 years time. Jeez, would you guys call like a 18-year-old a teenager?
Yes,
he? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
because they're 18.
Yep.
They're,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be an adult as well, but they're still a teen to me.
Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, I know they say like when you're 18, you're an adult, but realistically, I feel like people reach maturity of an adult when you're like at least 25.
That means we
Frey's
still
like,
have time
nah.
to go.
I feel like people reach maturity of being an adult most of the time when they have a child or when they hit 40.
Well,
Hit 40.
even then, I think
Damn.
it's not based on age sometimes.
No. Well, that's why I said like when they get a child.
Mm. Even then, some people still act like
True.
childish.
True.
So, yeah. And then you have people who act like they're, you know, well, act very maturely, but they're very young.
Such a
Like,
range of
yeah.
people.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Sienna's very mature for her age.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, everyone in the party really kind of acts, well, except for Thorn, acts a bit older than they are. No offense, Cassie. But, like, yeah, like, Ven's 21, but sometimes when I play him, it feels more like he feels like he's, like, late 20s rather than 21.
Mm.
Just based on how he acts. Bless you? Question mark?
No, no, that was a yawn.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a very quiet sneeze. Hey, but
No.
I graduated. I'm free now. I got my diploma. Whee!
Congrats.
Thank you, thank you. Got my bachelor in art of arts, and now that's gonna sit on my wall collecting dust for the next 50 years
Yay!
or so.
Hey, at least you're hanging up yours up on the wall. I'm not even entirely sure I know where my degrees are. No, I think I know where they are.
It's not on the wall. It's on my
It's not on
bed
the
right
wall.
now. I can't be fucked to put it up right now. It's not even framed. It's like in a little. Wait. I'm not gonna open it fully because I don't want to dox myself. But yeah, it's like in a little wall
Nice.
thing.
Oh,
Oh,
I
don't
think we've
fall.
lost
Okay,
Leonie again.
first. Oh shit.
It's
God
that
damn
time.
it.
It's that time, guys. It's time for another ad. Do you?
Nah, nah. I was too quick. I was too quick.
Sorry,
My
guys.
Wi-Fi recovered too quickly.
Shit. Dang it. I can't get my phone
That's
to.
because she upgraded to Frey Internet. Like I said in my very first ad,
Oh,
it's
if
better, it's
only.
faster, it's slowly taking over. It's coming.
Yo, coming?
If only.
It's
That's
coming.
kind of sus.
Oh, that was low, Robbie. It was really low.
It's coming to a
When did
fiber
I ever
line
say
near
I was?
you.
Do you guys want to
Oh,
see
okay.
something sparkly and shiny?
Yes, but I can't watch the stream, so you have to take a
Damn.
picture
Nah,
and
miss,
send it
it's
to me.
the odd.
That is shiny.
You can't really see it because it's in the
Shiny.
dark, but it's very cool. It was my graduation gift from my uncle. It's very cool. I
Oh,
love.
Nice.
Do you guys like crystals and gemstones and stuff?
I do.
I know nothing about
A very
them,
big.
but they do look good.
Oh yeah, no. I have no idea
I
about
don't
any of
crap.
them,
I
but
don't crap all about them. I just
yeah,
shiny, colorful rock.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
I do know some are like naturally made and some are like mixed in with other stuff. Like moonstone is like opal and glass or something.
Mm.
But it's pretty cool.
Nice. All right,
Love
I'm
rocks.
gonna force some closing remarks because Leonie and I are both starting to yawn, and I've yet to eat any dinner.
Bro, okay, go,
So,
go.
closing remarks, guys. Anything you want to say?
Eh,
Um, go ahead,
no.
Leonie. Oh. Ask your DM, and leave us a comment on what they said. Can Tritons
Do
in
try
their
and slay
world
fish.
That is the
do
biggest
do they
question
lay
that's come out of
eggs?
this 3 hour long, 3.5 hour
Are
long
they
stream.
mammals
Three.
or are they fish? Or are they crustaceans? We'll never know
Oh.
until
Wait,
you
don't
ask.
those also lay eggs?
I don't fucking know. What do I look like to you? As a marine biologist?
But I think crustaceans also lay eggs.
Yeah,
Fuck!
they
Now I
do.
had to
Yeah,
Google
they
this.
do. No, they do. They do.
So okay, so yeah, the
True.
big question is do dragons lay eggs? That's what we all need to know. That's what we're curious about. Max has
And
to
on
tell
that
us.
same note,
I hope Max watches this and comments about how much we've mentioned this fucking question.
Yes.
on that same note, considering Venice butterfly themed and all of that, do you guys know what happens to butterflies when they're in cocoons?
You mean caterpillars?
No.
Yeah.
I just know that they go in there as a little thing and they come out as a beautiful butterfly.
So
I
they
No,
think
turn into
that's what
they
they mean.
melt down. They get
yeah,
dissolved down
Oh.
into like
turn into
mush
goop.
and squish, and then they reform
Oh.
themselves into a butterfly.
Yep. Yep.
Great.
So my
I
question
totally
is,
needed to know
Max,
that.
was Ven a goop at one point?
Oh,
Damn.
totally. 100%. I
This is
definitely.
gonna make for weird children if somehow Ven and Fennel were able to combine their DNA.
They'll like be some like fucking deviant art.
Goopy eggs.
They'll be like the deviant
Well,
art
no.
fucking
It
OCs
would
where
be
they
a
can
baby
fly
and then it would
and
turn
breathe
to goop.
underwater.
And then.
So wait, are you saying fish, chickens, anything that comes out of eggs are just caterpillars in their cocoons?
No,
Oh.
I think that's
that's
what
not how
Leonie's
it
saying.
works.
I think that's what Leonie's saying.
No, I was
Good
saying because like
lord.
if it's combining both of your DNAs, then it would be an egg first, and then it would be a baby, and then it would be
Yeah, it would
goo,
be a
and then it would
larva.
be like older.
Gotta love that goop.
It's just a bug,
Right.
and then it turns
I mean,
into a kid.
I callus lots of plant babies, so you might as well
That
have
is
goo
not the
babies.
fucking same. You keep your goddamn jelly bean child away from me. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't know either. I don't know what. I just picked it up.
You gotta be the dad that stepped up. You can't be a deadbeat dad to that
I'm
jelly bean, man.
trying. I'm trying.
As you can tell, we know
Um,
everything there is to know about birth and reproduction.
yep, yep,
If that wasn't clear, we should do a documentary.
yep. Someone should do like a biology or like anatomy book for D&D. That would be funny as fuck.
Yeah. When
It would
David
be.
Attenborough gets his information from us.
Yep. Get Hank Green. Get him on here.
Right. That's it. That's our
Right.
closing
Okay.
remarks. Goop. Do Tritons lay eggs?
Was Van
Hank
Goop
Children.
at one
Green.
point? Children.
Yep, children.
Right. Follow us on social media. Follow us on our channels. Try and watch us live if you can. If not, you can always watch these things recorded. The chaos that happened today, talking about goop and fish eggs and everything else, can be watched again and again and again and again. But of course, we'll be back to give more chaos.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
And
Next week, same time.
happy Easter, by the
Yep.
way.
Yeah.
Welcome
Happy
back
Easter
to
to
our
all.
cast.
Celebrate.
Happy Easter,
Yes.
everyone. Take care,
Or
and
whatever
we'll
you
see you soon.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Press the end.